Hello, Mega Man fans! Alright, who's ready for our coverage of New Moon 2022 Cycle 6 All-Stars 2? Okay, wait, someone other than Player Zero say something in the chat. I don't know if I'm muted or not. I'm pretty sure you can hear me. Hello. Hello, hi, I'm dead. Oh, you're on stream a lot today. Spoilers. Hi, Marvino. Okay, so, just to... Wait, did I just hear myself? I feel like I'm going crazy. No, wait, I should be muted everywhere. That's weird. Okay, so if you don't know what All-Stars is, that is our unique format, custom format, possible through a patch done by Prof Dying and Lucky Type Explosion, where you choose your version, which dictates your Giga chips, but then you can choose from both versions and mix and match any crosses you want for 5 crosses. So as you can see, for example, in art, that is a Tomahawk Cross and Electros being co-workers this week. And with that, I think we want to jump right into setups for our first match with our casters. Our casters, Player Zero and Symes. Hello, Player Zero and Symes.
Good to be here.
Is Symes here?
Symes? Did you lose him?
It's a bit rough today. Yeah, we might have some other casters popping up later. We should be able to see Nonstop in there. Okay, we just heard Symes scramble in. Okay, Symes, are you ready for the setups for first match?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, let's go. Vroom. We will be starting with Master S1X versus HonorNite.
Okay, so if we first look at Master S1X's build, so I mean, this is a bit different to standard. There, you can look at the folder, the Navicast, but there's also the third section with the crosses, which is going to be very important for today's stream.
Yeah, so we can see Master S1X has a Slash Cross, Tengu Cross, Erase Cross, Dust Cross, and Charge Cross. So we have 3 Gregor crosses here and 2 Falzar crosses. And HonorNite has Spout Cross, Elect Cross, Tengu Cross, Slash Cross, and Tomahawk Cross. So that's 3 Falzar crosses and 2 Gregor crosses.
Yeah, so Master S1X also decided to go with an interesting build if you look at the Navicast. So we see there is the Giga Folder +1, there is Tango, which unfortunately doesn't see quite a lot of use, and there is the 500 HP, which is actually pretty decent for what's going on. And the choice of gigas that Master S1X decided to go for is Half Bash and Cross Divide. And I guess the Cross Divide might be because a lot of people would be picking Tengu Cross, and Cross Divide can be a very, very scary counter for Tengu Cross, speaking from experience.
Yeah, for sure. They also have, to go with the Cross Divide, they have, Dust Man SP and Dive Man SP and Decode, and also 2 copies of Fireburn 3 in Decode. It's pretty interesting. They also have Silence and Air Raid 3. So that's a pretty interesting folder they have.
Yeah, they have a number of objects as well with the 2 Vitols, which I think is interesting since normally I would expect a lot of people to be running Dust Cross. But if we look at the crosses that HonorNite has, we don't see Dust Cross. We only see Spout, Elect, Tengu, Slash, and Tomahawk crosses. So I think that's going to be an interesting dynamic in terms of how the matchup plays. As for looking at HonorNite's build, so we have the standard 1400 HP utility build with the max custom, beat, and rush. But there is also the R-code folder with the bubble into Dual Thunder combos, Heat Dragon, Meteors, the 5 area grabs, which is going to be very powerful with Slash, Tengu, and Tomahawk cross all being playable. And finally, there's also the Q-Force, which, I mean, that's only going to increase the pressure applied by these areas.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely always interesting in All-Stars and Reverse Gigas seeing Q-Force being used with the Falzar crosses. You can do things like a Q-Force with Tengu Beast Charge, which is extremely powerful, so we'll see if HonorNite is able to go for that. And of course, the Tengu B plus left can also remove Life Aura if they try to block Q-Force with Life Aura, so that could be something to watch out for as well.
I think that's pretty much everything. I'm ready to go and see how the match plays out.
Yeah, I'm ready to get into the match.
Ooh, so that's going to be an interesting field, especially with, I guess we'll see which Navi, but that could be Dustman, with starting with Master S1X's hand.
Yeah, that would be a huge start for Master S1X if they could get a 600 damage Dustman SP. But it looks like they might be going for just going for Dust Cross here with this Life Aura.
Yeah, and HonorNite doesn't have any of the fire crosses, so using this grass might be a bit more difficult, especially for removing the Life Aura. I think depending on the hand that HonorNite might have, starting with Tengu could be interesting. Ooh. The double air grab. Let's see if Master S1X is able to keep their Life Aura alive using the barrier.
The rocks flew off the field. It looks like the dust suck got interrupted by the Tengu charge. That's actually really funny.
Oh, nice. And Master S1X is also being patient and waiting until the very end of turn to use their Life Aura, which now is going to basically force HonorNite to stay in Tengu if he wants to use that B-back.
Yeah, waiting against Tengu Cross to use your Life Aura is definitely the right call there. And ooh, this Dive Man SP gets taken by Beat.
See, and the anti-Navi. Oh wow, that's really unfortunate punish. And yeah, HonorNite just flipping it to timeout since that's the confirmed positioning for it.
Okay, so HonorNite going go ahead and pop Rush here. And using the Element Man ice. I'm not sure if that was what Master S1X wanted to get there.
They probably wanted Elect to try to break the panels as well, but that was an unfortunate miss. Though actually, the miss with the Elements Man is interesting because if Master S1X uses one area grab, they can make it more difficult for HonorNite to try to punish them with charge shots because HonorNite will have to slide one extra panel, which makes it a lot more difficult to hit that sweet spot for Master S1X.
Ooh, an HonorNite beasting out. We could be seeing the Q-Force here.
Oh, and there is this quite fast enough for the match, and the chip charge as well. Nice. Ooh, that was pretty brutal ending.
Yeah, that Q-Force also, we saw it was the Q-Force plus 60, so HonorNite also used it with an attack plus 30, and then with the Tengu Beast charge for another, he only has attack 4, so I'm not actually sure how much it does at attack 4, but that was a lot of damage.
Yeah, I think at attack 5 does 390 damage if all 3 connect, so it's definitely massive.
Okay, and Master, ooh, no. Gonna get hit by these ×2 bees, and also the Judge Man gets taken by beat. But manages to get the anti-damage off in time, but ooh, gets hit by HonorNites and loses their Tengu.
There is the grab revenge, which could be tempting, though I guess Master Sonics decided to go for a bit more defensive turn. They're trying to punish that Tomahawk as well. Oh, it does connect. Nice. Okay, so defensive turn for HonorNite, and ending with a life aura and a wind drag. Okay, Yeah, so there is the prepped wind drag from Master S1X and the grab revenge, well, with the air raid white capsule, so the full combo is there basically. Ooh, unfortunately missing both the cubes. Nice. Getting the grab revenge. Oh, and that's an anti-navi.
Oh wow, and even more area coming out from HonorNite here. Oh, and their air raid gets blocked.
Master of Phoenix is thinking about going into Slash Beast, which if that does connect, then it could be 800 damage. That could be a very big swing just right there. So let's see if it's going to work.
Yeah, it is pretty hard to connect though if you don't have any other setup to use with it.
Ooh, nice. Okay, so there is defense.
Oh no, they could have used their element band there as a TFC, and HonorNite would have lost that erase mana speed to anti-navi. Oh, and they do it now, but
oh, that was unfortunate. That would have been really good TFC.
oh, but there's that cross divide. And going in, are they really already going for Beast over here?
Ooh, I mean, if Beastover actually aims this, then this could be game, but it's very risky, especially with how difficult cross divide can be to land. Okay, and HonorNite does cross out of Tengu, so... Ooh, and no defense. Okay, looks like it does land. We are in fast gauge, so... We're in fast gauge though, so this Beastover is going to be pretty limited in effectiveness, and does land this. Actually, that was quite a bit of damage.
Oh, so actually, I'm not sure on this here. When you're in very tired state, it resets your attack to 1, but I'm not sure actually if they use their hub batch, would that give them the attack 5 again?
I think it would keep them at attack 1, but I'm not too sure on that. Yeah, that's a good question.
Okay, so this is actually still pretty close. Ooh, going for the V-Doll and Dive Man SP here.
Oh, this lands that could be game because Dive Man would bring HonorNite down to 1 HP and then the V-Doll would finish it. And there is still the...
Oh,
I was
no!
just doing
Oh no! The classic Tango. I don't think I'm a god. I am a god. Oh no, and they also...
Ooh! Oh wow, the very explosive ending there.
Yeah, they were stepping back, and the Bubble Star caught them with the back movement, and so that removed the barrier, and then hit them as well to set up the that Doll Thunder finish.
Yeah, the bubble was also boosted by Spout Cross, so that did a lot of damage, and on top of the Doll Thunder as well. And yeah, as people are saying, yeah, we also got to see the Tango clip that resembles the tweet that Salad made a while back. That's always funny. It's pretty rare to actually see because Tango doesn't get too much play.
Yeah, definitely one of the possible downsides of Tango, losing your own life for it to just a barrier 100. And so for our next match, we have Sam Jerka against Broonstar.
But before we go into our next match, we did get a donation from Zayd during the starting soon, at the start of the stream, which was $20 donation saying buff BDT, which, I mean, I think I'll just say no on that one. But thank you for the donation. Okay, so this is going to be actually a pretty interesting matchup. I think both of the players are fairly new. This might be one of the first, if not the first, new moon they both joined.
Yeah, Broonstar was in the last week's the first cycle of All Stars, but I think this is Sam Jerka's first new moon.
Okay, so it's always interesting to see new players and seeing how they adapt and how their gameplay is going to change over the months, so looking forward to it. Okay, so looking at Sam's folder, we can see that they have a B code folder, which is actually a very strong folder. We see quite often being run. They have a variation which has the wide blade, long blade, and Protoman Navi. So I think we might be seeing some PA action this match.
Yeah, it's always fun to see the big PAs being pulled out. Their selection of crosses is pretty interesting because they have Tengu, Tomahawk, and Dust, and then also both Heat and Charge. So they're bringing both of Regar's fire crosses, which seems I guess they just have that fiery folder going.
Yeah, I mean, they do have that grass seed. There's also the 2 white capsules, so they're probably looking to punish Tomahawk, which is also very common. I think pretty much everyone is running Tomahawk cross, which does make sense. It's a very strong cross.
And looking at Broonstar's side, they have Charge, Elect, Tengu, Erase, and Tomahawk. And so they seem to also have this mix of M code and V code.
both players are playing Drakar, so we do have Q-Force from both sides. Although it's pretty interesting that both of them are running, Symes is running 2 grab banishes and Broonstar is running 3, but they both have a low number of fairy grabs. So we might end up seeing them chip-charge them, yeah?
Yeah, that is very interesting. Especially with them both having Tengu and Tomahawk cross,
Yeah.
you'd think they'd want to have a higher amount of area grabs.
Yeah, I think with them, ready to go into the match, see how it plays out. Ooh, okay, so we already see Bees in hand and Protoman SP. Okay, so it looks like they're thinking about starting with Bees, which could be a good way of dealing with the first barrier. And maybe getting counter hit, who knows?
Yeah, we also have this perma-hole field, so it would be interesting to see how that affects it. Oh,
nice.
getting shot by the tank cannon right to the face.
I think tank cannon is one of the underrated chips. It seems pretty good, and people often end up just taking the hit to the face without moving it.
Yeah, for sure. Whenever Ufu pulls out those tank cannons, it usually catches people off guard.
We saw Sam use their bees at the end of turn, so now Broonstar is going to be debating if they want to cross cancel, maybe go into beast out to keep charge cross, or go into completely different cross, which might threaten being countered by D cross from Sam. So there's always that cross mind game that we have fighting players have to go through.
Ooh.
Tomahawk might come down in play, so we know that's either anti-recovery or anti-navi, because Broonstar only has 1 anti-damage. I guess, looks like it's the anti-navi.
And so Broonstar has already done a lot of damage here. Sam is down to just 280 HP.
Yeah, the damage definitely adds up very quickly. The machine gun was doing the 100 damage per hit, and then the first one D-Cross did 200, so that's quite a bit of damage for one chip. Sam only has 2 parts of the PA, so they are still a bit struggling, I'd say, with Custom 6, trying to find that PA, but we'll see if that's enough to bridge the gap. Let's see. Oh no! Walking into an extra hit, and then Frostman being blocked by these bees.
Oof. Yeah, and then just getting finished off by the bees.
That was a really unfortunate ending. But that is one of the reasons why I really like bees as chip, or risky honey I should say, because you can use them defensively, but if you catch your opponent off, they can be pretty good at dealing damage as well.
And so we'll see how if Sam is able to respond this round. It looks like they are considering going Dust here with the cube field.
And they already have, I think, at least 1 part. I'm not sure if that Navi is Blastman or Protoman SP. Okay, so it is the Blastman.
Yeah, and it looks like now they're going for Tengu Cross here. Maybe just to deal with that first barrier Broonstar has.
Oh, nice landing the circle gun. Oh, nice movement there. Let's see if that... Oh no. And walk into the second hit as well. That was pretty unfortunate. It's always... I mean, it's always interesting seeing like how the movement can end up impacting, like how people need to configure their movement to try to avoid certain things. Ooh. Okay, so they were still flashing, so that's going to miss. Judgment will interrupt that machine gun.
Oh wow, using a Judgment into grab banish, that's interesting. Ooh, but catches Broonstar in the middle using the erase charge with that machine gun. So got all 4 hits from that.
Broonstar also doesn't play Crush, so these Invis chips are going to be free to go. Oh, and this could be nice if... Oh no. The freeze, yeah, there it goes. Let's see what the follow-up is. Ooh, and the charge as well. Ooh, nice counter hit.
That's the counter hit.
They do have the 444 HP, which is the number of deaths, so I'm not too sure how it's looking for them.
Yeah, but they do have this Q-Force in hand. Maybe this 444 HP means death for the other person.
Ooh, that's a good play.
Oh no, they're using it without Beast out. Oh,
Ooh.
but it interrupts the Gundel Soul.
That's actually unfortunate. They had been into Beast out. Not only was there also Chip Charge, which we've seen how much damage HonorNite did with that last game.
And so Broonstar decided to cross out of Erase into a Lack and immediately gets decrossed by those bees, but now they're using their own Q-Force.
Ooh, but they don't have the Gandalf Soul anymore, so the Invis lasted Sam the whole game, and we're looking at potentially a comeback from Sam.
Yeah, especially with these poison panels in the back against Tengu Cross. What you want to do is a white belt machine gun into the it finished off immediately by being pushed into the poison.
The poison play showing up with that tank, and that is actually interesting. I don't think I've seen that part of tank cannon being applied like this.
Yeah, using the tank cannon push to push them back into the poison panels and finish them off immediately was very interesting to see. Yeah, I don't think I've seen that one done with tank cannon before.
But yeah, well played to both sides. I mean, as mentioned before, both of them are relatively new players, or very new players, I should say, and they're definitely improving very quickly. I mean, we've seen how Sam was almost able to get the comeback in that second game. So, yeah, definitely looking forward to more of them joining. And with that, we can head into the setups for our next match, which will be Nonstopmop vs HonorNite. Okay, so we've already seen how HonorNite's build wants to play. We saw that Q-Force doing massive damage and then utilizing Tengu or the different beast charges, combining that with the area grabs. But this is the first time we see Nonstopmop's build, which I think is looking pretty interesting. What do you think about it? Oh, I think HonorNite, Symes went AFK for a second. So, in terms of Nonstopmop, build, he decided to go for Slash, Charge, like Tengu and Dust, which I think a lot of these are some of the more common crosses we've seen people use. And their Navicust is a bugged one, so they have Warp Step, which allows them to teleport through the field, but they also have Float Shoes, and bugged Float Shoes means that they occasionally make hole panels, which they can break to allow them to center themselves. They also have that bug fix, so they can pretty much choose when they want to lose that Warp Step. But it can be interesting in terms of like trying to avoid charge shots or trying to deny air grabs, which they both have a decent number of, and they both have grab revenge as well. Though interestingly, Nonstopmop is going for a lot of barriers in its play. So we have 2 barriers 100, barrier 200, bubble wrap, and life aura. So HonorNite will probably be looking to utilize that Tengu and trying to avoid that Protoman SP or Slash Cross, which are waiting for the D-Cross.
Yeah, it's always interesting seeing Gregor crosses. As I said, it's interesting seeing Falzer crosses used with Q-Force, like HonorNite is doing, but pretty much the opposite of that is using the Gregor crosses with Hub Batch to get the utility of Hub with all those strong Gregor crosses. So we'll see how Nonstopmop and HonorNite are able to play around that.
Alright, let's head into the match and see how it plays out. Alright, so we see the starting HP difference. Nonstopmop is running 500 more HP, and they both don't have recovery. Actually, no, never mind. Nonstopmop has the 2 recovery 300s. So that's going to be quite a bit.
Okay, there it goes.
So going into Charge Cross, probably for that +1 custom every turn to try to combat the custom bug that Nonstopmop has. But it might be a bit risky, especially seeing the 2 Broonstar 3s. So if one of these lands on Nonstopmop followed by a Dolph Thunder, then that could be very painful.
Okay, and both players just rocking Rush here.
Ooh, this could mean an anger play from HonorNite. Air grabs coming down. See. And there goes. Does it connect? And it does. Nice.
Yeah, it's a good thing actually for a Nonstopmop that they didn't go Dust there. Otherwise, that could have been huge. That would have been 800 damage if they had gone into Dust.
Okay, so it looks like Nonstopmop has a bit more defense with the Bubble Wrap, which could protect against Erase Man in a TFC. So they are considering going into Dust now, and the bubble is coming out, so that could actually be painful with Dolph Thunder if that lands even on the Bubble Wrap. Ooh.
They could have, Nonstop could have used that conveyor panel to center themselves.
Yeah, I think it was more that Nonstopmop expected the move down from HonorNite to land that charge shot, but obviously it didn't come out. What the fruit in YouTube chat is asking, I didn't notice, but it's combined crosses. Is that the All-Star rule set? And the answer to that is yes. The All-Stars is a special format that allows people to pick any 5 of the 10 crosses and play around with them. So far HonorNite has done quite a bit of damage with the Bubble Salt or Thunder, which is bringing down Nonstopmop to about half of his starting HP. But again, there is also the consistent pressure that Nonstopmop could apply with his charge shots. Ooh, that's going to be painful. Oh, and the follow-up. I did actually expect that to work.
Okay, so Nonstop finally using the Sanctuary and grab revenge here.
Yeah, so
And
I was...
against Tengu Cross, just dust shooting the barrier 200 and life aura.
So Nonstopmop was probably waiting on that Sanctuary because Tengu tends to like push in with area, so he wanted to avoid HonorNite having his area. But for this next turn, we might have Beast Out coming out from HonorNite, maybe with Q-Force as well.
Yeah, not bringing the recovs this turn.
Ooh, using the barrier maybe a bit too early, and yeah, there it goes. And that Q-Force is coming out. Let's see if Nonstopmop is able to survive. There is no erasement so far from HonorNite. Oh yeah, looks like it. That was very close.
Okay, now they have both recovs in hand and this full cost.
Yeah, this is actually looking a bit scary for Nonstopmop. We still haven't seen that bug fix, and custom bug I believe is starting to tick down. Ooh, unfortunate, using the area grab and then the area immediately expiring, but there is that bug stop and the hub patch. I mean bug fix.
I think the area expired because of that grab revenge they used earlier. Once they got back that middle panel.
Oh, there's a good point, yeah. And if people are curious how that interaction works, there is more information about it in the guide, so make sure to give that a look. Cough, cough.
Yeah, definitely check out the guides. They have all sorts of those details, and it's definitely one of the best ways to improve.
Looks like Nonstopmop is going with Tengu Cross next turn, and I believe we've already seen most of the area grabs that HonorNite has, so this is going to be interesting to see how Tengu is going to be able to pressure. And Nonstopmop does have Buster Bug, so that could always be a ranged option to apply a bit more pressure as well. And just to briefly explain, the way Buster Bug works is that if you have attack parts, charge or speed bugged in your Navicus, then you use Bug Fix, you keep the chance for doing a crit with your Buster Shot, doing 10x damage, but lose the blanks which misfire. So with that, HonorNite can fire his 5 attacks which have 50, I think it's 3 and 16 chance to do 50 damage instead.
And yeah, so HonorNite just taking some time this turn to think about their options for this turn. And so going into Electros here.
Ooh. Nonstopmop losing the anti-damage quickly, but is able to keep the second one using Invis. Oh, nice, Risky Honey. And yeah, now we get to see the full hand for Nonstopmop. Now that custom bug is gone. Unfortunately, +1 area isn't quite enough for Tengu, and we've already seen Nonstopmop go into Slash, so it might end up going into a leg. I don't think we've seen that already. Oh, looks like it's staying in Tengu instead. which might be a bit risky looking at it, because especially with slow gauge, yeah. So HonorNite does have the better range option.
Nonstop was the one that immediately used slow gauge this turn, so I thought that was interesting.
And the roll from HonorNite to get more of that recovery. Almost going back to full HP.
And so Nonstop wasn't able to get their that Blast Menace B out in time. And it looks like they're actually just gonna throw it away.
Yeah, I mean, it does make sense. It would be 500 damage if it lands, but would you really risk that for a full slow gauge turn as your only chip? Ooh, okay, so HonorNite decided to stay in a leg, which makes sense. Let's see. Okay, so no wind drag counter for this turn. The Nonstopmop can use this opportunity to try to land 2 charge shots. I think we're 1 in for this turn. Ooh, area grab. I thought, okay, I was sure the HonorNite used all of them, but I guess that's the 5 area grabs for you.
It's definitely nice having that 5th area grab just as a extra resource, even if you use the first 4. And so Nonstop is keeping this barrier 200. Ooh, and the meteor's coming out.
Or I think that was 4 hits.
I think with +1 area, it's 5.
Okay. Ooh, and the uninstall does land the charge shot through that. Nice. And there was actually a very interesting interaction there where HonorNite used his charge shot while Nonstopmop was still in invisible, which immediately destroyed the barrier 200, which wouldn't make sense because it doesn't quite do 200 damage. But that's another interaction with barriers and invisible where some attacks can do more damage as expected, and yeah, that's basically what happened. Again, more information about that in the guides. Now we see Nonstopmop going into Dust Cross turn 1, since he does have that barrier to TFC against an Erase Man, and obviously wants to avoid being stuck. Oh, nice. HonorNite is using the feedback to do a bit more damage.
Yeah, pulling them into those volcano panels is always funny.
It does add up. I mean, HonorNite did do about 200 damage this turn, so... Ooh. Taking the barrier is interesting. I feel like this turn I would be tempted to just go straight into a full cast, but I can see the play that Nonstopmop is thinking about, yeah, trying to punish with Proto Man.
Yeah, except HonorNite still has a trap up, and he does have anti-navi in his folder, so... Okay, it was just anti-damage, and actually,
Ooh, and getting that TFC punish as well.
And so Nonstop will probably keep this full cast into the next turn here.
Yeah, so one thing people might not know is that you don't have to throw away your chips if the turn ends and you still haven't used them. You can just press OK as long as you don't take any chips or go into Beast Out. This Beast Out does count as a chip as well.
Yeah, but you can go into a different cross.
Yeah. Ooh, so now Nonstopmop has information about HonorNite going into Spout Cross, so he can basically, since this is public setups, you know that HonorNite has these bubble stars, and I mean, we've seen that last game as well. The Nonstopmop might be expecting to take a bit more defense next turn, try to block these attacks. Ooh, and going into a leg. Let's see if the punish works out. Oh no, getting blocked with that hold though could be rough. Oh no!
Yeah, that was unfortunate for HonorNite using the bubble star just one panel too far forwards.
Yeah, now looks like Nonstopmop does have the Grab Revenge and Sanctuary, so his life aura is going to survive a boosted Bubble Star thanks to that Sanctuary. And obviously that will fix his panels, or maybe a boosted Dull Thunder instead. His elect does have the innate ability to add plus 50 to all real-time electives.
I think that that Nonstop not going for hub yet is interesting because there's still just that attack 1. So these Gregor crosses really aren't going to be doing that much damage yet.
So with the Bubble Star play from 2 turns ago, HonorNite in Twitch chat saying that he meant to hold A to charge it, but looks like it didn't charge and just released the input, which unfortunately can happen sometimes. We do see Beast out, so that could be used to maybe with Elect break the Sanctuary panels.
Oh no!
Oh, okay.
Losing hub batch to beat, so that means Nonstopmop is gonna be stuck at just attack 1.
And no access to air shoes, so now these broken panels have basically locked down Nonstopmop. And I believe that Habach is 99 MB as a chip, so Beat had a very good meal today. Ooh, there is that slash cross, so if Nonstopmop is able to go forward and apply pressure with area, then this could potentially be a game. Slash cross can do a lot of damage if uncontested.
Yeah, although it does do quite a bit less damage with only the attack 1.
Oh, yeah, that is a good point. I just assumed it's attack max values. Oh, and that missed, that was weird.
Yeah, but that was actually that broke the panel. That was actually HonorNite breaking that cracked panel there.
I think that didn't break the aura because of attack 4? Oh yeah, I think so, because isn't slash exactly 200?
Yeah, slash at attack 5 is 200 for slash.
Yes. Oh wow, that's actually really unfortunate. So HonorNite having attack 4 in his build meant that he had to land the middle of the chip charge, which would do 2x damage. So now HonorNite might actually be out of all ways to deal with this life aura. There is still one way that's very painful every time people end up having to use it, which is that life aura expires on its own.
Yeah, I believe we're at least in slow gauge here, so we'll actually only be a few turns.
Okay, it looks like HonorNite did manage to land that chip charge, which does break the life aura. Ooh, meteors coming out. I think that should land, yeah.
Yeah, but it will only do 2 hits. Oh no, getting the ice. I'm not sure if that's what Nonstop was going for there.
How much damage is Slash Cross even doing? Was that 80 per hit?
Yeah, I think that was 80, literally only half as much as it is at attack 5. Losing that hub to beat is still extremely unfortunate.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's always demoralizing as well. It's like your big chip and then it just goes away, flies with the wind.
Yeah, that's what happens if you forget to feed the bird.
Indeed. But yeah, I think this is actually a pretty rough position for HonorNite. We've already seen most, if not all, of the big chips, and it's just... Oh, okay, so it still has Tomahawk Cross, which is actually nice in applying counter pressure because that would do quite a bit more damage.
Oh, what happened to that barrier?
Oh, I didn't quite catch that, I'm not sure.
Was that the volcano panel?
Oh, maybe. If Nonstopmop was flashing, then that would instantly remove the barrier. Oh yeah, and what the Fruits is asking in YouTube chat, so how would Slash Cross Falzar Beast work? And as you might imagine, unfortunately no one has the energy or the ability to sprite the opposite Virgin Crosses, so it just would go into the normal Gregar Beast out.
Yeah, that's the other interesting thing about the All-Stars format. You can switch back and forth between Falzar Beast and Gregar Beast, depending which cross you use. Ooh, and a Beast Over coming out from HonorNite here. Let's see what...
Yeah. Oh, Q-Force was still in play. Okay, I completely forgot about that. It wasn't quite enough damage though, and Nonstopmop is actually doing very well in avoiding these buster shots. And he is still applying pressure, though his only option of dealing damage now is his charge shots. So he needs to land 2 charge shots. Ooh, Erase Mana Speed coming out from HonorNite, and it does land with no undershirt.
And yeah, so well played by both players there. That ended up being pretty close in the end, but unfortunately for Nonstop, yeah, throwing away that hub batch was just so rough.
Yeah. I think in that position, Nonstopmop ideally would have wanted to hold on to the Invis slightly. To maybe try to use it on reaction, but obviously that would mean he would have to stand at the bottom, which obviously means all of the Beast Vulcan would be landing. So it was definitely a rough position. Either take the Q-Force or take the Beast Buster. But yeah, well played to both sides. That was definitely a very close match. And before we head into our next match for today, I believe we're going to have Nonstopmop joining us as one of the commentators.
I'm in. Do I start talking? Am I good? All right, I'm in. Hey, everybody, I'm back.
Hello, back.
Damn it. Okay, yeah, so this is a match between you and Rocku. This is what this is. Let me go, Oh, Rocku brought M code. Oh, real quick to Nesu in YouTube chat. The reason why I didn't bring undershirt was because I was trying to get undershirt from Hub Badge, because you can get undershirt from Hub Badge, but I lost it to beat. You okay, Symes? Or you just...
Yeah. Let's get into the setup. So Rocku has Spout, Tomahawk, Tengu, Erase, and Dust.
Oh,
Actually, for me, mine is all the same as what Rocku has, except I have Ground instead of Spout.
interesting. I don't... Oh, wait, but you want to go into Dust so you can get Bug Rise Sword as soon as possible. I think Rocku doesn't actually need to go into Dust.
No, it could just be for getting these the M code combos they want going.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't have much to say about this build. It's just a solid, like, bunch of M code. Oh, there's 3 Maka threes. That might actually be a bit of trouble for you. I don't even think Rocku needs that race cross with that Maka 3 thing.
This cross Machine Gun 3 definitely can hit very hard. It can do up to 400 damage if you get them in the center panel. Right. So
that's true. It's like 4 hits of 100 or something.
Yeah.
Ugh. It's like 70 plus 30. Ugh, gross. Let's talk about your build. What do you got to say about it? How was this matchup, do you think?
Yeah, so my build is pretty much just trying to Dust Egg and get the Bug Rise Sword online, so we can see it has 5 area grabs plus extra panel grab.
Real quick, what's the fruits in YouTube chat is asking why Ground Cross, and I'm assuming that's because you are running Bug Rise Sword, and Ground Cross gives you super armor.
You need Ground Cross if you're using a Bug Giga because it gives you back super armor after you've been uninstalled.
Luckily, Rocku is not running the uninstall, so you might not be needing it.
Yeah, but I also have Attack 5, so the Ground Cross Beast Charge could also be useful. So that's mainly why I have the Erase.
Oh, I see. Yeah. But I feel like you're not going to be using Erase until a little bit later in the fight, because you're going to be going into Dust first, I'm assuming, or I guess you don't have to. Technically, you don't have to use BRS. You can just let it sit there, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a custom bug. I just have Warp Step.
Oh, you do. Oh, it's just Warp Step too. You have Bug Fix? Oh, you do. Okay, well, all right then.
Yeah, I do actually like the Warp with BRS though.
It does look cool. You get your charge shot out, and then you just pop out. Once again, what's the fruits? Tomahawk does not give you super armor. It only gives you status guard, so you can't be stunned, frozen, or what was the last one? Bubbled, I guess? I don't know if there's anything else.
Immobilized, like from Timpani.
Oh, yeah. Or the mod card, the mag something. I think that's all I really have to say about these builds. I'm just kind of curious about how this plays out, because I think you guys actually have a fair amount of like variety in how you want to actually go about this. It kind of depends on what your opponent might do, I think. I mean, I'm ready to go into the fight if you are. The other player is now registering. That message custom actually throws me off, I'm gonna be honest. Oh, Rocku is running burst barrier. I forgot to mention that. Rocku has beat and rush. That's always a pain.
I mean, we just saw from your match what beat can do, so
Yeah, we did. I didn't get my attack plus 5. I mean 4. I didn't get my... What was it again? Undershirt. Or my shoes.
yeah. So hopefully we won't see beat like take my BRS or anything.
I'm sure you won't forget about that. You literally have a mega chip, like, ragged right here. You're probably gonna throw this out, right? Oh, I feel like that's a little interesting for Rocku to not have
And yeah, that I did. I wanted to throw that to beat.
Oh, I see.
That Judgment TFC was
Right.
accidental.
My bad. I actually thought this was your perspective, but this is Rocku's.
And so I had an Erase Man here, which got thrown to beat instead of the Judge Man, which I wanted to throw.
Oh, I see. That makes a lot of sense. I think, yeah. That would have been way better value for you. It also, I was really surprised that Rocku didn't bring a Life Aura that turn, even though they had the option of bringing it, because they just kind of ran into that turn without any defenses to protect that Dust Cross. Rocku in Twitch chat, I didn't need it. I mean, it looks like you didn't, but if Beat probably came out, maybe you did. Oh, that's true. Rocku is also mentioning in Twitch chat that Life Aura would have been more of an option if you needed to stay in Dust, and Rocku technically doesn't have to stay in Dust. There's nothing that Rocku really needs from their folder right away. I think, yeah. I think it's mostly okay. The only bugs that Symes has are the movement bug that really matters, and I think that means he can just sort of... Excuse me. Symes can just kind of take his time to try and get the bug fixed, I think. For the most part. The movement bug kind of sucks, but I think he sort of wanted it. And that was probably the intent. He brought the Bug Rise Sword with the intention of, I can teleport in with the warp bug and teleport out. Maybe. Just my guess.
Okay, so there's the BRS.
These sanctuary panels won't really be helping it though. And the lack of area. I think Symes being in dust would actually be pretty good for him because he's in the position to take out a good chunk of these. Even better position to take out these sanctuary panels. Now, if he just does a beast charge, actually, that was technically good for both of you. Losing the win. Oh, right, you can charge that. Oh no, bees. Yeah, if you can get rid of those sanctuary panels with the beast charge, that would actually be perfect for you. No need to use a race element man here. Ooh, this element SP will do 480 damage.
Yeah, the grass set up by the M-Boomer definitely coming through there.
Yeah, with movement bug, you just kind of didn't have a choice. Boomers are such a horrible time for anyone using movement bug. Oh no, rush. That's another charge shot to you. Nice movement. Okay, just taking it. Oh, maybe it's time. Maybe Rocku will finally go for the Muramasa play. What? What? White capsule on Mach Gun and not? I mean, what? Wait, what? Wait, what? I think it should have been the other way around, right? Like you put the white capsule on the Mach Gun, the thing that's really hard to dodge. You freeze them, and then you hit them with the really hard. Never mind. Well, Rocku won. Rocku won. It didn't matter. Because I think basically if Symes moved up or down, I'm pretty sure that Beast Rush would have missed.
Yeah, but I was going for the BRS swing.
Oh, wait, maybe the thought process was like, oh, there's no way he's not going for this swing here. Yeah, what's the fruits? Honestly, that's what I thought too. That's what I thought too. But it could have been a read, maybe? That, Symes would just stand there to use that BRS slash. Because you really want to use it in the center, and you want to not waste your charges.
Yeah, probably should have just gone into Tomahawk or something there.
It looks like you made to properly get rid of beat this time. And Rocku will have to carry these chips over. Ooh, nice. Symes getting the rock sucks first. And I believe... Oh. Yeah, Rush is in here. So if Rocku does decide to burn Rush at some point, the rock may get a guaranteed hit here. For
So I
guaranteed...
think I already used both of the rocks.
Oh, you did? Oh, yeah. Here's Dust Charge Shot coming into play, getting rid of these holy panels. This is looking at, honestly, this is a pretty solid hand. You can actually take any hand you want of 5 ships. I guess maybe Rocku would like to save the attack plus 30, but honestly, this is all just pretty good. I mean, maybe not the Muramasa, because you would want to wait for the 500, but the bees always, it catches people off guard all the time. Oh, I don't think I understand this one. Oh, maybe it's to remove the barrier and then go for a D-cross, perhaps. Oh, Player Zero in Twitch chat, have a good day. Thanks for streaming earlier. I mean, what's it called? Commentating earlier. It was very nice. Oh, dodging that wind. Very nice. Was that? I'm assuming that was actually the goal. You can actually move past the wind, as strange as that sounds, with Move Bug.
Yeah, the warp bug can definitely come in useful sometimes. Though I did step forward into that Tengu charge for no reason.
Yeah. I don't know what you were thinking there, but I'm assuming it's just you weren't looking at the comedic timing. Thank you. I don't know what you meant, but I do whatever I can. Oh, looks like we're going to be seeing some aid charges from the Tomahawk Cross now. Let's see if Symes has any defenses to defend from all of this. Oh, I see. Oh, yeah. Move Bug is pretty good. Teleports into a wind rack. Oh, so this Mach gun might not be doing as much. Oh no, it's eating those bees clean. That's a lot. Ooh, this element man could do another 480 again if Symes doesn't have a response for this. Ooh, wow. Rocku has all 3 of his invises. I didn't even notice that one. So this last invis, I'm assuming is going to be thrown out to Rush, because that means not a single invis has been used for Rush.
It's always, especially when you're in a Tomahawk Cross, it's always good to use the status guard to bait Rush.
Yeah, it's like you didn't lose anything except for a single invis. Oh yeah, there it is. Oh, and Rocku having the judgment for this as well. I'm assuming Symes will be going for the Element Man Electric here to break those holy panels. Yeah. And Rocku, I don't believe has shoes, so that actually might be a bit of trouble. Well, actually no, the opposite of trouble. He is safe. Rocku is safe. Oh, a slow gauge would be really nice right now for Symes. Is it not in here?
I have one slow gauge.
Is it? Am I blind? Oh, it's in there. Yeah, it's in the top fourth chip.
Oh yeah, so one other thing All Stars has is it has the fixed chip sorting. So I think I just organized my folder with the something random like the alphabetical sort or something.
Oh, yeah, it is. It's alphabetical reversed. Wait, what do you mean by sorting? What was that about?
Lucky decided to patch that out in All Stars.
So how exactly? What does that mean for the new patched version of it?
Oh, the chip shuffling algorithm is just more random.
Oh, so the gigas can't be in the first 15 chips thing. Is that different now? Can you actually get a giga in the first turn?
No, it just means the chips you put at the. No, I didn't order it manually.
Oh, how many hits is that? 5? Uh-oh. These holes are gonna... Uh-oh. Oh. Uh-oh. 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 Oh. 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 GG's, guys. GG's. GG's. Well played from both players. Would you like to add anything, Symes, my friend?
No, GG's.
Well, all right then. Wow, that minion I could really I think that was probably what finished it when you got trapped by holes, and I think there was no way to really get out of there with no you weren't Tengu, no shoes. It was rough, really, really rough.
Yeah, it was pretty rough against the Tomahawk beast there.
Oh dang.
Okay, so with that, I believe Symes will be swapping out with Nera for casting, right?
Yes, that's it for me today.
Okay, thank you so much for casting and being with us here today, Symes. See you later and have a great day.
Yeah, it was a pleasure as always. All Stars is definitely one of the more interesting side formats, so it's always fun casting All Stars.
Yeah, I think playing it feels really dynamic with what you can do of your setups. So next week will be standard, but maybe we'll see it again in a few months if it wins the vote again. Okay.
But yeah, that's it for me. So bye guys, and Nareth will be jumping on.
Thanks for casting, Symes. See ya.
Bye.
Hello, everyone. It is me, the replacement for Symes here.
Greetings. Nerith. It's good to have you back.
It's great to be back. So yeah, let's cast some of these matches. I think we have Salad versus Emden coming up. Okay. Wow. So they Salad and Emden both opted to take almost the same crosses completely. It's just the final cross there on the list that's different.
Yeah, actually, it's even in the same order too. I didn't even notice.
Yeah. Well, hey, what's up this? Okay. Well, looks like it is. Oh wow, even their folders. I mean, Salad's got mostly I code and a couple of J code chips, but and then has also got those couple of J code chips as well. So even their folders slightly similar. Judgman SP, both players opting to take it. Hub Badge, both players opting to take that.
Yeah, actually, I think.
Oh, all right.
The only other really big thing about Emden's folder is that he has double hero in there. I believe he is totally okay with just throwing out Protoman SP instead of actually using double hero.
Yeah, I mean the double hero is for the swag points, but you know Protoman SP by itself, just using the components, not exactly, not a huge loss.
Yeah. And I think the other thing, when I first saw Salad's folder, I honestly had no idea what was in high code, and I didn't know bubble wrap was in there.
Yeah, iCode is full of some interesting chips. Like the Sensor 3, the Mega Boomers. The fact that it's got Recovery 200s in there.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah, it's full of really interesting chips. So looking forward to seeing how this plays out.
Yeah, same. I'm ready to get head into the match. Wait, what does that mean? Salad is up? Is that a full message to something? So
Yeah, exactly. Sounds is
Alright. So I don't think I've ever actually seen Salad use the... Oh, I mean, in the matches I've had against Salad, I don't think I ever saw the Recovery 200 actually get used. I think they were always used for like a chip charge.
Yeah, that means they're almost definitely space charged. So yeah.
Oh, I believe probably a solid chance Emden was trying to get rid of the rush that may not have been there. Or just getting the safety. Oh yeah, I think these are going to be used for chip charges. Unfortunately, it is a normal gauge turn, so there's a chance that these might miss.
Yeah, but I believe Emden put up a trap at the end of the turn there, so yeah, so one of these tails hitting would delete the trap.
It'd be a lot of value, yeah. And the trap is definitely going to be anti-damage, I think? Yeah. The anti-damage is the only thing in here. And this is from Salad's perspective, in case it wasn't played.
Yeah, and then there is also the possibility of a ×2 hit here, thanks to the Dust Cross and Emden's build. Although, yeah, I'm not sure if the stars will align for this.
There's also the possibility of a Destroy Pulse landing on this bubble wrap here.
Yeah, true. Not anymore, though.
Well, was the bubble wrap thrown off? Or...
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's still there. It's still there.
Ooh, I think both Erase Tails connected there.
I believe so, yeah. I believe. I know the first one hit.
Yeah, and then is missing almost 700 HP there, so I do believe both Erase Tails connected that turn.
Ooh, that could
Oh.
have been 400. I mean, 4 times that. Oh, that is a good idea. Wow, getting all that damage out, even on normal gauge.
Yeah, and I think a lot of players wouldn't beast charge the recovery 300 away like that, but that damage conversion, getting the heat breath out on grass. Oh
yeah,
no!
absolutely.
Oh no! Is it Emden's turn?
It might be, but no, it's full cost. There's a way out. There's a way out.
Yeah, and the sensor is even blocking the panel, and then will stand on.
Very inconvenient.
Yeah, so that's a good use of the sensor there. Just the body block your opponent.
And you have to start shooting if you want to. If you have to start shooting to get rid of it, but if you start shooting, you lose your beast charge.
Yeah, exactly. And now both players have run out of beast turns.
Oh, both sides bringing Tengu now. Very good. Doing the chips in front of the hole. Oh,
Oh,
nice.
wow. So this might be a Proto Man SP coming in?
Oh,
Oh, no, just a Lawn Blade, just a Lawn Blade.
okay. I figured it was some sort of chip.
No, Judgment SP doesn't connect.
Might be a little difficult for this Aqua Sword to land, but if Emden thinks he's safe in that front row, it could land. Oh, it's not being dropped. This is the boomer turn, I think. Oh, Emden has to eat this.
Yeah, tossing Hut Batch. Well, tossing Hut Batch might actually have been the better option if Emden had defense, but they didn't.
Yeah, no defense. So Emden actually didn't have a choice.
Really solid combo coming out from Emden there, but with 1 HP left, Salad just fires off that P shot.
Yeah, Salad just couldn't fight it at that point. I mean, Emden couldn't fight at that point. Ugh.
But yeah, really nice combo there at the end, just not nearly enough. Salad running this 2200 HP setup with maximum recoveries there. Recovery 200s and 300s in the folder means that
That's 1,000 extra HP if it's all used.
yeah, Salad did beast charge most of those recoveries, or at least half of those recoveries away, but it's still so much HP to go through.
I'm not sure if I agree with the decision to focus there right away, but if Emden was afraid.
Yeah, maybe Emden has some sort of combo lined up here and wants to make use of that paralysis. But Sad will break out of it momentarily, at least, by using the Beast over.
Yeah,
Or Beast out, I mean.
beast out, yeah.
So this isn't necessarily a confirm for Emden here. Sad will be able to buffer a movement back or just out.
Ooh, yeah.
Oof.
I think the upward pushing arrow may have influenced that decision, but it could be anything.
I think it was the fact that Emden has pulses.
Oh,
Because
right.
that was the perfect pattern for pulses. So Salad could have only moved back. to avoid the pulse.
Oh, throwing away that. I believe that was an anti-damage.
You know, it's. I love how in this format you can just swap shoes while you're in beat.
You're right.
And now you can,
I was like, wait, you're not gonna go into Tengu? Oh wait, you can go to Tomahawk Beast and get shoes.
yeah, it's actually so interesting that you can just do that. So going from Gregar Beast into a Balzar Beast, it means that Salad just gets the air shoes from Balzar Beast.
Oh wow, that makes Chonk Gregar so much better. Wow.
Yep, and there it is.
Ooh, nice dodge.
Ooh, yeah, that was very, very solid there.
This is an even trade? What? Why is this happening? Okay. I feel like Mden just doesn't have the HP to fight this.
Ooh, yeah. I do think it's gonna be a little bit. It's a little bit strange to stand in place bustering here, given that Sad still has a bunch of recoveries. And I think Salad probably doesn't want to use this bubble wrap until more pulses come out.
Yeah, absolutely. Interesting. Okay. Okay.
Ooh, okay. So now it's a lot safer to use pulse because with Beast with the Beast out over.
Oh, you mean it's safer to use the bubble wrap, right?
Yeah, it's safer to use the bubble wrap. Yeah.
Yeah. So now the Beast jump is not a possibility. So it's pretty safe to just use a bubble wrap into the back row. Unless electric element, man. Very nice awareness from Mden to think of that right there.
Yeah, and I don't think Salad has Sanctuary, so Mden did not have to save that Element Man specifically to counter any potential Sanctuary. So being able to freely use it right there.
Yeah, because this bubble wrap is in code I and not Z.
Both players have dash on the same turn.
Yeah, I appreciate that Mden is just deciding to not move on the grass panels, but this might be a chance to take out this aura. Mashing out that area grab? Yeah.
Oh, 2 area grabs here.
I want to say that might mean Mden had a chip left, or he just didn't mash out enough. So it looks like we're going to get a very instantaneous Justice 1 into a full cast turn.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's confirmed here though, and then could be buffering a movement back. And that would save the aura here, so...
I want to say that was a buffered moving forward, but I could be wrong. Oh no, now it's not buffered.
Ooh, yeah.
Maybe we'll be seeing a wind rack? Yeah, there it is. Oh, interesting decision to move up instead of actually hitting Salad with the wind rack itself.
Okay, so Tengu Cross will deal with the Life Aura finally.
From the way the chips are chosen, I'm assuming this is going to be a turn of just like pushing Mden back to try and get the Tengu off with those 2 area grabs.
Oh,
That might be a little difficult though.
yeah, both players might have the same idea here.
However, Salad does have the anti-damage. Oh, so does Mden.
Oh, but... okay, so Sad still sitting on anti-damage and 2 area grabs here. Just gonna take those. Not gonna select any new chips for this turn. Oh, wow.
Nice attempt, sure. But with Beast Jump gone, it's pretty difficult to land that. So, not a complete Tangle Lock, but it's still pretty solid here. We'll see if Emden has any responses for this. I believe there are two. Yeah, Emden does have 2 grab banishes, so it's not a complete problem for him right now. But it's possible it might not be.
With okay, so I see this combo here. So it's gonna try to go for this element freeze into a Tengu rack into Judge maybe.
Yeah, I completely agree with this.
Ooh, and yeah, the anti-damage will prevent oh wow, this is gonna,
Oh no!
oh no!
Oh no! This means
Oh,
a lot!
no.
This means a lot! Wait, no! TFC? Wait, it's still not. Oh, wait, no! That means Salad's being decrossed?
Uh-oh.
Ooh, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. That meant so much.
Yeah, that could have been a huge turn for Salad.
This actually could have been like literally the other way around.
If Element Ice had connected. Oh, wow. Alright.
Yeah, if Element Ice connected, the anti-damage would have decrossed Emden's Tengu Cross, and then the Erase Man would have been guaranteed to hit. And then there would have been another, what was it, the Judge Man SP, I think? That would have been
I
great.
think it's the normal Judge Man, but it would continue the paralysis chain, yeah.
Yeah, would have been another charge shot hit, I'm assuming.
Ooh, but Electros, as usual, pulling a huge amount of weight.
Just by being good with 5 attacks. Of course,
Oh
yeah.
no!
Now they have to trade, and that's not a trade you want to take with that little HP. But there is an Emblem.
Ooh.
Yeah, now it's not even trade anymore. Oh, okay.
Oh. Alright, a double hero finisher.
I think if that element SP landed, that actually would have been over. Because
Yeah.
it ended with 290. And 240 is on Element Man SP.
Yeah, definitely the Element Man SP made all the difference there.
Oh, the N1GP in Twitch chat saying that Emden's movements were really clean. He was climbing. So that means this is on Salad.
Yeah, it's actually pretty interesting how these crosses are getting used, and then kind of like chasing Salad with the Elec cross on that turn.
I really did enjoy that they have the same crosses, and when one side is like, oh, I'm starting to lose to this cross, I'll just use the same cross.
Yeah.
This is the next level of Battle Network. I'm happy to see it. It's pretty big brain. I don't think I never really processed that you can just switch beasts in the middle of like being hold or something. It's that's such a wacky idea to me. I think fast gauge might be kind of interesting to see because then you can switch off like anytime. But I guess maybe your beast turns would be a lot slower. They would go away quicker.
Yeah. So that might really decrease the value
Right.
there. So. Ooh. So
Clean 200. Oh, going for the electric for 100, but adding holes. I think this is a prediction that Emden will be going into full custom turn. Let's see if it actually happens. I'm getting the impression it's not happening.
ooh, very nice. Salad actually sneaking in that charge shot there, knowing that Emden is going to be
Right
trying to
there.
get that damage for the charge shots. Yeah.
Yeah. Not needing the sight. I don't need to see.
Yeah, so just purely based off of the charge shot timing.
I think this would be the turn for them then to be using beat. Oh, bees. This should be. Oh, I see. That makes sense. But that. Wait. Oh. I thought you couldn't choose other chips when you had like a singular code, like PA or something.
But that was a wind rack, so that was star code.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, it's 3 of the same chip, but just in different codes. Like if it's like A, B, C.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Then you
yeah.
Okay. Multi-code PAs. Okay.
The nice clogged buster you got there.
That was like what 5, 6 clogged busters. T Terry 100 in Twitch chat. Hey, I am new, so just curious. Why do people like to use Erase Man so much? So Erase Man is used because it's very helpful for getting rid of defenses like anti-damage. I guess mainly anti-damage and invis because they can save you from a lot of damage.
Yeah, and those are the 2 most common defenses. So it being able to destroy both of them, basically nullify both of them, makes it really useful. It also has double damage and decross potential on 2 of the Balzar crosses.
Yeah, that's actually huge. The fact that Dust is so popular makes it so big. Also, very good movement from Salad, moving forward and back in case of another beast jump.
Ooh, hot dash. As well as a Judgment SP.
And full cust. That means we'll be seeing 8 cust the next turn. Emden doesn't have uninstall, so this will be pretty alright. There's no way to actually stop. There's no way to get rid of these programs, so there's no reason to just not pop batch as soon as you get it.
So, if Emden actually switches into... If Emden is greedy and switches into Heat Beast here to try to get the Heat Breath against Tomahawk, that would be really bad. Oh no!
No.
Salad has
full cust.
Because Salad has the full cust here.
I think this trap is being removed. Yeah, that singular hit removed it.
And what that means is actually that I don't think Emden has any way of getting rid of Tomahawk for the rest of this match, but it looks like Salad is swapping out regardless.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Because Emden used Element Man at the very start.
Element Man hasn't been used. Yeah. It was used for the electric at the very beginning. Ooh, very nice patience, waiting for the anti-damage to come out first. Maybe going for this anti-area grab to remove the anti-damage.
Yeah, and this one panel that Emden still has access to does not help against Erase Cross. Judgman coming out though, getting 5 panels back, getting 100 damage through the books.
It's best to have, but I don't. Oh, it landed. Oh.
Oh no!
Emden does have 2 recovery 300s. It's not necessarily a wash, but Emden can't beast out either anymore. It's only beast over.
Ooh, and this one might have huge value here in terms of limiting Emden's movement.
Not anymore. No, without batch.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So there's not batch. And with that, Emden does have shoes, but
this looks very difficult. I think a few buster shots. Yeah, just one more. If this lands. If this lands.
oh.
I believe that was only 1 recovery 300, so we might see the other one soon. But it depends, because that was J code just now, and I'm assuming Emden is out of J code.
because we already saw the Destroy Pulse earlier as well.
That was quite a series of Buster shots getting clogged there.
Yeah, that was very unfortunate to not get a single shot to land there. Oh, Salad also mentioning that that was only Buster Bug level 2 as well. So that was very unlucky. Yep,
Oh,
beast over. Maybe we'll be seeing... Oh, well, that was J-Code, so there's nothing else that can come out now.
ooh, and yeah, the sensor will be dropped at the end of the turn, and then that might just be...
Yeah, that might be it.
Okay, so dropped early here.
Okay. Maybe just to get to the recovery as soon as possible. Yep. Oh, this is gonna be... Okay, going into the beast to make sure no more Buster procs don't... Make sure no more jams come out.
Yeah, because with Salad's luck, it's possible that Bugged Buster, the Buster Jam, just keeps happening for an entire slow gauge turn, I guess.
Okay, so... Salad does have the beast shot to deal with this aura at least.
Losing that anti-damage, though.
Yeah. Oh, Salad's... No! Okay, I thought Salad was gonna miss again.
Okay, so
Cool.
at least the second Erase Tail landed, destroyed the Life Aura, and Salad closed it out with the Gregar Vulcan.
Yeah. Great game to both players.
Yeah, well played to Salad and Mden. Yeah, quite a set.
Wow. I was so afraid that Salad would just make that Mden would just make it to the next turn somehow. Despite all of that.
Yeah, I did comment on the fact that Mden ran out of any kind of heat access, so no fire chip access, no fire damage access. So Tomahawk Cross was safe. So I am surprised that Sad opted to switch to Erase Cross there, especially considering I think Sad was camping on 2 area grabs, so it was possible to do like 1 area grab, step forward for swings, and then after the banish, just area grab again. So I thought that was the play for sure, but
yeah. But I believe Salad mentioned in Twitch chat, it was mentioned that Salad thought that Mden had wait, Mden only has Proto-Man SP by itself. He doesn't have Blastman SP.
Yeah. So Mden opted for Judgeman SP and Proto-Man SP. So there's no Blastman at all. There's no Blastman Star or Blastman SP.
Well, I mean, I don't blame Salad for thinking it was in there.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's an easy assumption to make when you see your opponent has Proto-Man SP because if they pack Proto-Man SP, they're probably packing the other B code SP Navi, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I thought it.
Yeah, so well played again to both Salad and Mden. And with that, I think we can head into the setups for our next set of the day, which is HonorNite versus Enduring Ray.
Okay, we did see HonorNite earlier today. I don't recall if we've seen Enduring Ray though. Okay, so let's take a look at Enduring Ray's build. Oh, it's an air spin combo build with uninstall.
Actually, before that, there is so someone in Twitch chat, Busterman64 asked question. Judgeman sometimes has the books bottle up after the attacks or after he attacks. Sometimes he doesn't. Is it because of it being the SP version or no? HonorNite answered that Judgment spawns books if your minus on area. So yeah, for each panel that's on your side of the field that your opponent owns instead of you, if it's a panel that you can stand on, then Judgment will spawn a book on it. The SP and EX Navi differences for Judgment just increase the damage of the books. But yeah, they need to be panels that can actually be. So they need to be unbroken panels, basically.
Yeah, if the stolen panels are all holes, they will not be returned to you, and no books will spawn.
Yeah. But yeah, so HonorNite versus Enduring Ray. Sorry for interrupting you there.
Oh no problem. Yeah. So I think I was mentioning the airspin combo. It's going to be to put down an airspin, probably with there's no white capsule. So it's probably an airspin with an uninstall, and then you combo that into a static to increase the amount of time the airspin is out.
Oh yeah. It is strange to see it without a white capsule in there, but it would be interesting to see whether or not this connects.
Yeah, because usually when the airspin combo connects, it does like a lot. I don't know how much, but it usually means you have a huge advantage on HP.
Yeah, the airspin combo, definitely a heavy hitter, something you have to watch out for. Actually having it connect though can be quite difficult.
It's really finicky, like especially with airspin 1. I think it doesn't like last as long as the other airspins, so it's really hard to actually land the combo for the tornado thing to actually hit it. I mean,
yeah, and there's like you can throw your airspin at your opponent, and depending on their movement and like basically their state of movement, it's possible for the airspin to actually just not stop in front of the opponent, but instead just slide into the opponent and explode, I think.
Yeah. And I think it deals like 10, specifically for airspin 1. It's really sad. It's one of the saddest things you could ever see.
Yeah, so generally speaking, you actually want to like pin your opponent down first and then start the airspin combo. So you need a paralysis to start it off, basically safe 100% consistently.
Ideally, yes. I think uninstall is interesting though, because if they're not in Ground Cross or in Gregor Beast, the flinching could also stop them as well.
Oh yeah, so it can help you with setting up that combo specifically. HonorNite's R code over there on the left, looking pretty R code.
Yeah, the Broonstar to Dull Thunder combos are pretty strong. He also has both Spout Cross and Elect Cross to get the boost to, if necessary, he can break an aura with those charges.
Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to seeing if HonorNite can get the Dream Meteors play right here with that attack plus 30 onto Enduring Ray's Tomahawk Cross with area advantage. Just vaporize your opponent with meteors.
Yeah. I mean, what if he plays Sun and Moon? It could come up, right? Here, right here.
I'm just saying. I want to see 2 area grabs into meteors attack plus 30 versus Tomahawk. And then you just see how
that would be interesting to see. I'll admit.
That's what 1400 damage.
Yeah. It's like that's like the stuff of dreams.
Yeah. So when I see this potential here, I'm always just like, this is that would make my day.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So kind of doubtful. Usually that's not gonna happen, but.
I think that's all I have really to say about these builds. I'm ready to get into the match if you are.
I guess the last thing I want to mention here is Enduring Ray running it's a completely splash code, 2 Mega Boomers and M code.
Oh yeah. Oh, also the barrier ones, like
yeah.
barrier.
Yeah, taking barrier ones instead of like anti damage. just barriers, right? So yeah, so there's some very interesting choices, some very funny things going on here.
Right. Well,
Okay, but with that, yeah, I think we're ready to head in.
yeah, let's go into it. So, I don't know if you noticed the permaholes. Your dream will not be happening in this round.
Yeah, unfortunate. These super holes ruining my fever dream about about like the 1400 damage meteors connecting.
It could be next. Who knows? It could be the next round. They have to do it best out of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm
so dejected.
Well, you don't understand. I'm someone who plays double point attack plus 30 like Capsule Super Vulcan, you know? I'm someone who lives for the dream of making one chip just to lead your opponent.
I mean, it's fair. Honestly, it's fair.
Technically, one attack. One attack leads the opponent with some support chips in there.
I believe it based on how you play and how you build your folders. Oh, interesting not using the area grab. Oh, okay. Yeah. I think that was necessary. Yeah.
Oh no! That bubble start.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
How did that miss?
Yeah, props to Enduring Ray there. Just avoiding that bubble star entirely.
Yeah, honestly.
And that was a bubble star 3, so
What? Wait, we could see another.
yeah, so there's potential spill for the bubble Bull Thunder combo. Mden in Twitch chat asking, wow, Nerf's an advocate for murder. I mean, technically we're all advocates for murder here, given that we're hoping for one side to delete the other when we're watching this. So I guess you could just say I am an advocate for extremely spontaneous and
Just not enough time to get that Dull Thunder out. So that might have to be thrown out. And this is probably actually I don't know if Enduring Ray would like to beast down here. It would free him from the hole that's trapping him right now. Oh, leaving dust. Okay. Maybe it's time for the airspan combo. Tengu does boost the damage of airships.
Oh wow!
Oh, really helping out. Oh, that was from Dust. Dust charge shot.
Yeah. So that was a
very
very
nice.
yeah, that was a very creative use.
Look at chat. They're just blowing up over the combo.
Yeah, I mean it is very impressive when it's executed correctly. So
Absolutely. Yeah. How did he do that? So when you use like a tornado or like some sort of tornado chip, like tornado or static, on an air spin that has been thrown, it just sort of like extends how long it can be around. And when you are in Tengu, it boosts the damage of air chips as well. And air spin is an air chip, so it did a lot to HonorNite just there.
yeah, it's pretty funny. Like I think even like a Tengu man will extend the the air spin.
Those holes aren't helping or bothering anyone.
Yeah. So this is a Slash Cross versus Tengu Cross right here. So we might see no Enduring Ray's just gonna stay.
Yep. Maybe Enduring Ray wants to hit one more airspin combo before he goes.
Yeah, maybe. Oh no. Okay.
Oh, Meteor Knuckle.
Oh, but the
That
life
will-
very
It will
cautious.
trap HonorNite at least. Even with this area grab because of that permanent hole.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, so Enduring Ray responds with their own area grab anyways, but Yeah, just forced to sit here for the turn.
Wait, it's... Oh, wait. Oh, no. Attack plus 30... Is that gone? Have we yet to see it?
I don't think we've seen it yet.
Okay, going into Tengu to get around these holes.
Yeah,
Okay, HonorNite says he hasn't drawn it.
Yeah, so I don't think there's too much sword threat from Ray. So the Tengu should be relatively safe.
HonorNite considering breaking apart his PA. Okay, yeah. Saving it. Sun and Moon is the only way this can end. It's like a beast charge? Oh, uninstalled. But when you are in beast charge, in beast, it's actually pretty difficult to land the air spin combo. So we're probably not going to be seeing that for a bit.
Ooh, Judgment connects here. Oh! Oh no, that's not what you want to see.
That's really not what you want to see, yeah. Right now
Conjuring
he's
Ray.
Conjuring Ray's at full synchro.
Yeah.
Something big might come out. Oh no, Mini Knuckle's gone. So I'm assuming it'd be like static or something. Wait, no, we already saw 2 statics. Lock gun?
Lock gun or M boomers.
Those are these Colonel Force.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was like the best value Enduring Ray could get out of that full synchro though. So I think that was fair. No, going into Tengu right away. Maybe to stop with Dust Cross? If they have any barriers? Ooh, this starting off as invisible is actually kind of helping out Enduring Ray. Oh, interesting. That will trap Dust. Oh, that's going to trap.
Oh no.
Oh, unless this is Navi? Yeah.
Oh. Oh wow, Ray. That is quite a move.
Shot? Yeah. Nice.
Oh wow. The final that barrier right at the end was just a little bit early. It gave HonorNite a little bit of time to get that back B, or you know, probably even release charge shot to get rid of it. But HonorNite just back B. But other than that, this turn was huge for Ray.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, perhaps it's time for the combo again. Oh no, yeah, if it comes out, yeah. Oh, HonorNite just has to respect it because of the it's a life forward. You would lose it to the wind.
Oh, is this gonna? Oh yeah, the life aura. Oh, there's no.
Too soon, just a little too soon.
I don't know if there was even. Yeah, that was very well played from Ray.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the play now is just to get a counter hit from these bees, then get it 4 times bubble star or something. I don't know. I don't know what he's trying to do now.
Really, so what HonorNite wants to do here is you want to gamble. So you want to go to Tomahawk Cross instead and gamble on Ray trying to get a second combo. Oh no! Oh, and
bees! Oh, it's too late. No, even if he pulled out bees, yeah, he wouldn't have defended him. Bees unfortunately don't protect from fire.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Wow, round 2 just went, just came and went.
Yeah, that was a lethal round 2 right there.
I'm pretty sure Enduring Ray will be going into Dust Cross here, so it's a pretty solid chance these boulders won't be here for very long.
Yeah, there it is. Dust Cross right off the bat to get that free potential 400 damage.
Unless Navi. Oh, barrier.
Oh, the barrier. So you can't do that with anti-damage.
Well, you can do it with the other barriers.
Yeah, but other barriers aren't star code.
It's true. But let's see what code he actually brought. Oh, that's a nice 400 total, landing both of those rocks.
Alright, so yeah, you're right. Like that could have been pulled off with like a barrier 100.
Well,
I mean, sure, but I mean, still technically, barriers
yes.
are more versatile.
yeah. Technically, yes. Technically, you can slip it into places where it doesn't belong. I'm very afraid for HonorNite this turn. I know that the area is in his advantage, but that life aura potentially will not save him if another air spin combo comes out. Okay, so there are no barrier. There are no so I think the only way to get the area back at this position is to use a Judge Band. If it's in there. Oh, okay. This might not be too great for Enduring Ray. Actually, I wonder what chips Enduring Ray brought that turn. I think he only used a barrier, and that was it.
Yeah, no, there was a Heat Dragon that came out, but it actually, it decrossed. It ended up triggering the anti-damage and forcing a decross onto Dragon,
right.
so losing Thank You Cross as a result.
Oh no!
So the air spin was used point blank to just destroy the life aura.
I actually didn't know life aura being hit. Like I didn't know like the collision had wind on it.
Yeah. So the obstacle or the objects themselves are also elements of whatever type they are. So in the case of air spin, that is a wind element.
That actually makes sense. Like if you get hit by a sliding ice cube, you do get hit by water break or something, right?
Yeah, it's both. It's water and breaking.
Yeah, I see. But the air spin isn't break, right? It's just air. I mean, just wind.
I think it's just wind, but I'm not 100% on that.
Does Enduring Ray play Windrex? Is there any way to take this area back without Tengu Cross? Oh, yeah.
Oh no!
HonorNite resetting the area. If you lose area and immediately take it back, the timer for it just starts over again.
There's the second air spin as well.
And that is a Heat Dragon in hand. I'm wondering if HonorNite will consider taking it. Oh, okay. So I think the fact that Enduring Ray is in Tomahawk Cross is just not an issue for HonorNite right now.
So yeah, we might see a full area Kernel Force come in.
At the very least, Enduring Ray does have. Oh, right, Heat Dragon. We might be seeing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no!
No.
Okay. He saved himself. He saved himself.
Yeah. Unless Enduring Ray has an invis or something, this is still going to be the end.
Yeah. Yeah. It didn't look like it. Either that or... Well, I mean, I think you wouldn't beast charge a defensive ship in that situation.
Yeah. I think that was just the end of the line for Ray right there.
Yeah, but he put on quite the show. He put on quite the show.
Yeah, definitely that second match between them, the second round was wow.
Yeah, I had no idea that could even happen in a row like that.
Yeah. So GG, well played to HonorNite and Enduring Ray. Quite a performance. Very funny. Air spin combos. Very hype. Very high impact as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well played by both players.
And with that, I think we can head into the setup for our next set of the day, which should be Shadow versus Growing Darkness. Okay. So Shadow. So the first thing I do when I see Shadow
What the?
is I scan for snakes. So I don't see snakes here.
Oh, right.
So is this even really Shadow? Let's I mean,
I think someone
possibly-
else brought Snake actually this cycle.
Oh really? Okay, so maybe the snakes quota was already filled, so Shadow was freed up to play something else. Yeah, maybe that's what happened.
Yeah, maybe that's what happened. He like had to talk to someone. He was like, "Yo, you're bringing snakes? All right, cool. I don't have to do it this time."
Yeah, I mean, so this looks like a clogged buster setup. This is a buster bug setup, right? Because
Is it?
there's 5 buster ups here. There's charge max and attack max. So yeah, I think this is gonna be.
Wait, are you looking? There's no attack max on Shadow's side. It's just
Oh wait.
attack plus
Oh,
1,
but, no,
5 buster ups.
Oh no, but there's hub batch, so
Oh.
but that would mean Shadow would have to hub batch before the 5 buster ups.
Yeah, actually, because Hub Batch sets your attack to 5. It
Yeah,
is increased by 5.
Exactly. So yeah, so you would have the hub batch before the 5 bus, but there's chip shuffle, so it's possible.
Yeah, it's true. But you could
Oh.
you could also shuffle into all of your buster ups and not have
Yeah,
chips in return.
Yeah, so there's still the potential for some very unfortunate hands for Shadow here, but it's possible to shuffle do a fast shuffle for the hub batch and then go for the bus drops.
Sure. Yeah.
But there's no full cust, which I would expect if you were trying to do that. So this setup, I am confused.
There's also no dust either. I mean, I guess that's the point. When you run shuffle, you don't want to run like dust anymore because you
Yeah.
already have the option of whatever. But I don't know. This is 5 cust too. I'm shook by this.
But thanks to the format, you can take charge cross and you get
yes, true.
so charge cross with chip shuffle. But doesn't that make full cust even more desirable? So why is there no full cust here? Why is there no full cust? What? All right, I'm curious to see how Shadow plays this because
Okay.
I am so confused
Uh,
right now.
I think it's going to be a little difficult for Shadow to be playing Charge Cross as well because Growing Darkness does have 2 bubble star 3s and the normal Element Man, so I'm a little afraid.
Yeah, I mean, and the Element Man is a little bit harder to connect. So you have to get right up.
Oh, yeah,
to the
absolutely.
Element Man ice, but those bubble star 3s are a huge threat for Charge Man or for Charge Cross, definitely.
So, oh right. Oh, he's one of the people who didn't run any anti-damages or Oh no, it's up there. It's at the top. Okay, cool. So he has chances to try and at least defend it.
Yeah, unfortunately, Shadow running this defense
Yeah. It's
thing that I hate running. Yeah.
I mean, I know based on what you live for, I think you just live differently, right?
Yeah. I'm just built different in that way, I guess.
Exactly.
I'm built to die instantly, or to kill
Or
an opponent
kill
instantly.
instantly,
Yeah,
One or
exactly.
the other. One or the
Yeah.
other.
It's fun.
There's an explosion either way.
Exactly. But yeah, so things to watch out for here would be BDT coming out from Growing Darkness, as well as the
Oh, he is playing.
yeah, and super. I mean, you don't see BDT that much in this format so
Yeah.
far, at least, because people are too busy experimenting with all sorts of other stuff. But yeah, it is a and because BDT overrides your charge shot, that kind of like defeats the purpose of the format a little bit, which is being able to use crosses from the opposing version. Also, there's the Super Vulcan here, and it does have a white capsule and attack plus 30 in this folder.
I think that's just more firepower in case they aren't dead.
And then having the Bubble Stars and the Doll Thunders. I mean, the thing about it is that the Bubble Stars are really good for Bug Death Thunder. So Doll Thunders are almost kind of like whatever.
They're just like bonus points if you land them. I feel like.
Yeah, I guess it's like, I'm not sure what the use case here would be. Doll Thunder with Electros does break Life Aura. It does get to 230 if I recall correctly. So that is a really heavy hit right there, even more than BDT. So technically it's more damage. It's just that the Bubble Stars tend to be a higher value with the BDT, with the Dark Thunders.
Yeah. Since the BDT can land while they are in the bubble, and it will do the 400.
But yeah, with that, I think we are ready to head into the matchup.
Shadow is back. Okay.
Ooh, and Permahole's center this field.
I don't think that's. Oh wait. Shadow is not going. Oh wait, no. Shadow does have the hub badge. Wait, Shadow has hub. Oh wait, no. So if Shadow gets either hub badge or a bug fix, they can start getting custom badge. That hole is really going to cause trouble for that charge cost, though. These charge shots probably aren't going to land as long as GDarkness is camping in the middle. Oh no! Just...
I mean, that Sanctuary already getting massive value right there.
Oh yeah. It's half the damage, but I think Shadow really wanted to keep that charge cross.
Yeah, this is definitely slowing down Shadow's strategy a little bit, if I understand Shadow's strategy correctly.
Yeah. See, Shadow isn't taking the Buster up. I think he's just waiting for the hub batch to come in, which is really scary because he has custom bug 1. I think Forecast would have been really nice that first turn.
Yeah, that's true, but yeah. Okay, so Shadow goes to the Electros here. Oh, and gets an immediate D-Cross onto the Dust Cross coming up from Growing Darkness. And Growing Darkness really wanted that Dust Cross to pull for the Bug Death Thunder, so that was a big deal. That's a huge swing for Shadow right there. Oh
wow! I didn't. Must have been the very tail end of that move starting.
Yeah, just the double movement right there down into that Electros charge shot. So a lot of damage being inflicted through Electros.
Ooh, having to spend that area grab on that singular panel does not feel good. Also, I think this is turn 3, so I think if nothing comes up by next turn for Shadow, that's going to be -1 custom for him.
That's just a handicap to make things fair.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Well, the erase wasn't probably going to do anything once that Life Aura got up.
Yeah, definitely was negated by the Life Aura. This Groundman, though, is gonna break some of these panels. It didn't really do much, huh?
Yeah, the panels that were broken actually didn't really affect his area or ability to move.
Well, one of those panels is like, okay, that's a good value. Oh no, okay.
It's not coming! It's gonna be -1 more custom slot!
Oh, you know what? Shadow doesn't need chips.
I mean, you don't have to.
Hey, connecting with the chips that Shadow selected is enough. So here it is. Here's the Erase Man.
Great.
Getting the area back, but not getting that charge shot.
These Sanctuary panels are really putting in work.
Yeah, this is
The game! It's here!
Oh.
It's here!
Okay, so at least you get your 5.
You get to go back to 5, yeah. You get to play like a normal Mega Man for a little bit, and then you can finally go back to actually, fightable Mega Man once you get Hub Badge. BDT is here.
Oh no, BDT, but I don't think Growing Darkness has low gauges, so
Right.
normal
Neither of
gauge.
them do. So now it's only enough time to shoot out like 1 BDT per turn, I believe.
Yeah, basically like 1.5. So yeah, no slow gauges means BDT value not gonna be as high here, especially with these holy panels stone tacked.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And both bubble stars have actually been used, so those aren't going to be comboing together with the BDTs.
Yeah, I mean they were used well technically. It's
Yeah.
like
It got rid
followed
of
up.
the charge.
Yeah, and they had Doll Thunder 3 for follow up. It's just they were used on the holy panels though, so half damage.
Yeah. I believe Growing Darkness has actually used a fair amount of area. That was both panel grabs earlier. So this... Ooh! Even better for Shadow this turn. Oh, but never mind. I take it all back. It looks like Shadow might have been the host, unless he wasn't thinking about just sitting in the back. T Terry in Twitch chat. Basically, you lose chip slots if you have the custom bug. And the thing that is causing custom bug in Shadow's Cust is chip shuffle, because it is outside of the bounds of the custom. And basically, when you have level 1, starting from after turn 3 is completed, you lose 1 chip slot in your custom screen, and you continuously lose chip slots until you have nothing. So it's like the scariest bug in the game, in my opinion.
Yeah, and this will finally be a hot batch for Shadow.
Oh yeah, my bad. But yeah, now Shadow will finally be having 8 custom in their custom screen as a result of using Hub Badge. Oh yeah, so this means that Shadow is the host. Look at that beautiful 8 chips.
And Ground Cross gonna be coming out here. That's gonna be very nice for dealing with Dark Thunder.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And this uninstall, if it lands, any flinching that hits on Shadow would just interrupt the charge for BDT.
You know, actually, since Shadow got the Hub Badge, if you actually manage to get back to base Mega Man, you could just shield. Oh no!
Wait, what's going on? Okay, yeah. Yeah. I was like, why aren't you moving? But yeah, if Shadow could make it back to base Mega Man after using Hub Badge, arguably the shield that is included from Hub Badge would have been better. Did Shadow get Hub uninstalled? I don't believe... Oh, did he? I don't think so. I don't believe so. I believe uninstall hit at some earlier point, if it even did. I don't recall though. That was an amazing dodge. That means Doll Thunder is next.
Yeah, that was huge for Shadow right here.
Those charge shots aren't going there. Oh, there it is. Charge cross coming in clutch. Wait, that's Hub Badge. That's great.
Yeah, hub batch and two. So we might see the strategy actually
finally.
actually work.
It's real. The strategy of setting your attack to 5 and then increasing your attack further.
Yeah, this is something I would do and fail over and over.
I don't blame you. It's so heartbreaking to run this kind of build. Yeah. Charge cost doesn't negate it. Basically, I believe it +1 and -1 or something. The custom bug. I recall if custom bug ever removes 2 chips at once though. Is that something I made up? Can you confirm? No? Okay. It starts a turn earlier with higher level. I don't think I understand that in 1GP.
Oh, so with the level difference in the custom bug, it just means the custom bug kicks in faster.
That's a thing? Oh, that's uninstalled. Those air shoes are gone now.
Yeah, so if custom bug 1, it would kick in later than if you had a higher level custom bug.
Mhm.
It's just when it starts to eat away.
Oh, the custom bug levels. Yeah. But, okay, gotcha.
Ooh, bug fix. And sanctuary, and these dragons, the elect dragons. Yeah, actually, a really good hand here for Shadow. On top of this Buster up, so Shadow getting closer to the dream.
Actually, yeah, the dream is almost here. This is almost 10.
Oh no!
What happened? Maybe just mashing?
Yeah, maybe growing darkness. Maybe didn't.
Oh wow! The value right there.
Yeah. The dream. Honestly, it's kind of a boring dream. Not gonna lie. It's something that that you think about when you're building it, and you're like, this would be cool, and then you play it, and it's kind of it's not that exciting. It's not flashy.
Yeah, it's not flashy. It's not exciting looking. It's just you got a random Buster proc for 100 or something. I mean, you get to have shuffle.
Yeah, the shuffle is fun. The shuffle is the most exciting part of this.
But it's also the most terrifying thing, I feel like, of this build.
Yeah, definitely, that's true.
Oh, decons? So now, Growing Darkness will not have a way of getting rid of these Holy Pounds when they come up. Ooh, and these panels will not be returned to... Oh, no, he's dead, it's fine.
Did you see if that was a Buster jam? If that was a Buster?
I don't believe it was.
Oh, okay.
I don't believe it was.
I mean, clearly, it didn't matter at that point.
It really didn't, but you just kind of want to know sometimes.
Yeah, I was curious.
Oh, hub batch right away. So we will be seeing 8 cuts starting from this next turn.
Yeah,
8 custom.
and then we'll see Shadow fail to pull bug fix somehow for every single turn after that, which would be impossible until it goes down to the custom bug eating everything, anyways.
Oh, I would hope not, but I guess it's possible.
Yeah, if Shadow doesn't select chips and just doesn't use chip shuffle.
Oh,
wow.
I think that was a fair decision to make. Because if that erase man landed, that was it. Yeah, I think that was okay as well. Even though you don't get the big panels, it's just sort of man, you already lost your own shoes. At the very least, Shadow can start using these Buster Ups as soon as he gets them, so they don't clog up his folder. So Ness? I don't know if I'm saying that right, but yeah, when you get uninstalled after having hub badge, you basically lose almost everything. You lose your shoes, you lose your super armor, and you lose your back B, which would include the shield that it gives you. Yeah, you keep your undershirt, you keep your custom 3, and you keep your buster stats.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll stick with Nest.
Oh no, this is horrible. The fact that the hub badge came so early and then got uninstalled.
Wait.
And now Shadow doesn't have shield to deal with the
shoes.
early BDD or the shoes to help.
Well, at least Shadow has the invisible.
Alright, 2 more buster ups. Come on, come on.
I like how you're rooting for the dream, and then when you see it, you get like let down.
Yeah, I mean, can you blame me? It is like I think it's an objective statement. It is kind of a boring dream. Like it's
Fair enough, fair enough. Ooh, panel grab, trapping Shadow in this row. Oh wait, buffer before upward movement to stop that panel grab. Oh, this is really awkward. I think this is enough space to dodge the DDT. Okay.
Oh, nice. That was a very good magnum right there.
Oh, Buster, the bug fix is here, so now it's not as crucial to keep the charge cross now. Because you would like it for the BDT, but and the Buster up.
Yeah, and even the Sanctuary, so really good value this turn, getting all of these really high impact ships.
Yeah, Shadow's build actually doing what it was meant to do. Oh, I felt a race man coming. I don't know. Well, I feel like that was a little too impatient on Shadow's side, unless he really, Growing Darkness side, unless he really wanted that area.
Ooh, that wind rack, very very nice here against the Life Aura.
It will be pushing back Growing Darkness as well. Wait.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Wait. Shadow's the host.
Oh yeah.
It won't actually be pushing back. I mean, if it's in the wide sword range, it won't push back.
Yeah, unfortunate, but I guess it doesn't really matter because there's no banish or. Oh wait, no, there's a Judgment here, so yeah, I guess it would have been a potential play.
Yeah. But now I'm not sure how to get this area back. I mean, at the very, I don't know.
Honestly, this doesn't look so bad if you wind rack to get rid of the. I mean, this looks like Shadow wants a Tengu Man to get rid of the Life Aura into a wind rack into Judge Man. So that would push Growing Darkness back and then retake the panels.
Yeah.
So the Tengu Man. So this is gonna have to be played a little bit more slowly. Oh wait, no.
He's not going into Tengu.
Okay, so Tengu Man gets rid of. Yeah, this is a very good turn here.
Yeah.
Oh, and if those panels come back too, so Shadow gets everything back.
Wait. Oh, okay. Good. Agreed. Oh, that's fine. Doesn't have damage though. Yeah, very nice play. Assuming enough time, yep. Yeah, it's attack 10 now. So now those anti-damages pop. Ooh, now Growing Darkness is trapped, unless they go into Tengu.
This is it. This is the dream.
This is the dream. Trapped on one panel. They're trapped. If he has a sword, he can get rid of the Tengu, and then that's it. Maybe Growing Darkness should have uninstalled him. That's what broke those panels. Maybe. I don't know about that.
So yeah, so maybe predicting Shadow, predicting the Tengu Cross gonna come out, and thinking, do I go into Tomahawk to like get the Tomahawk swing to get that one chop for the D cross, or no?
Oh,
Opting.
beast out. Okay.
Okay, yeah, and opting to stay in Charge Cross.
That's not a good TFC.
Ooh, yeah, that's very unfortunate loss of that invis right there.
Letting
So-
the time
So
out.
Charge Cross really gonna come in. Oh no, never mind.
At least it was on the right. Hold. But at least it was on the Sanctuary panel.
And yeah, so Shadow has is Shadow at attack 10? I think he is.
Yeah. Earlier, an anti-damage was moved just by shooting the Buster.
Oh, okay, so yeah, so attack 10 now, so these Buster Jam procs will probably clean things up.
Yeah, if they land. But when they do proc, it will do 100, and that's such solid damage.
Ooh.
Would? Oh, okay. Maybe that was a mistake. Ooh, I would have TFC'd that one there. Okay, no, it's all on the panel. It's all on the panel. It's on the Sanctuary panel. It's A-okay. If that wasn't on the Holy panel, I think that would have been over.
Yeah, I think that would have been over there.
Oh, wait a second. If that Element Man was actually wood and removed all those Holy panels, that might have been Growing Darkness's game.
Yeah, so that was actually very close. That was very, very close right there.
Wow. Yeah. Well played from both players.
Yeah, very impressive from Shadow, actually managing to win.
Yeah, honestly,
with
props to him.
With Chip Shuffle, Hub Batch, this attack 10 Buster Gem build. Very, very impressive actually managing to win and not just having like the most horrible things happen to you
Yeah.
and having your build fall apart into shambles.
That's basically what we saw in round one, honestly.
Yeah.
Not right away, but we potentially saw it leading up to that point.
We saw it. It's just I think Growing Darkness didn't apply because it's a BDT build, right? There wasn't enough pressure to like finish Shadow off. Basically,
Yeah,
Shadow fell apart and then like managed to come back.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But yeah, well played to Shadow and Growing Darkness there.
Yeah. Oh, we can go into the next game. That is between me, Nonstopmop, versus Enduring Ray.
All right, so Nonstopmop on the left here, Enduring Ray on the right. Let's take a look at Nonstopmop's setup here. I'm not sure if it's been gone over earlier in the day before I started casting.
Yeah. It was when I wasn't casting earlier. It was with Symes and playing Zero.
Oh, okay. Do you want to do a quick rundown for me though?
So this was mostly a defensive build. As you can see, I don't have attack, but the goal of the build is just sort of to ball up my defenses, be really, really safe because I like being safe, and then I get to my hub batch and start fighting with my Gregor crosses, and that's about the goal of the build. Because you can see I have barrier 200, 2 barrier 100, and all my and the bubble wrap too.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I think I can see what this build is going for, and it is kind of interesting thinking about the combination of things that are possible. You know, having slash cross or the Gregor crosses, those offensive crosses, also having the benefits of Hot Batch's shoes, but also still having high HP, and also all these the combination of things you can't actually get in normal format, in standard format.
Yeah. That's what struck the idea.
Yeah, so that is pretty interesting. But obviously we've seen Enduring Ray playing the air spin combo.
The air spin combo build. I honestly, I don't think I completely processed he had it when I played him initially.
Yeah, I guess it's easy to overlook, but I mean, you've gotta pay attention and see static or
Yeah.
air spin and just be like, wait a second.
Yeah, and it is tagged as well, so they actually will be coming together.
Yeah. I think the one thing that stands out to me from Ray's build is that there's no, even though it's G code primarily, there's no ground and SP, so it's missing a bit of damage from that. It's missing a bit of the
Yeah, and that would have been really nice against my build because I will be going into cut. I really want to be going into slash cross at some point.
Yeah, and I mean,
And I think it shouldn't be too bad for me to win on area because Enduring Ray is only playing 3 panel grabs and 2 area grabs.
other way around. Yeah, 2 area grabs, 3 panel grabs. Yeah, but
Yeah, that one.
but not a whole lot of area control. No banishes, I think. Yeah, no banishes, no revenge, and then no
Go ahead.
wind racks. No wind racks either. So there's no way to push it back.
Yeah, I guess the idea was if you have air spin and static, you wouldn't need it. I mean, and Tengu, so.
Yeah. With the Tengu cross maybe, but with that, I think we're good to head into the match itself.
Yeah, let's get into it. It's really fast. Really like. Yeah. Alright. So I don't think the ice panel. Oh, right. I think I forgot to mention I have movement bug, but I also have the crack panel bug, which came from the float shoes that I have on. So I actually shouldn't be too bothered by these ice panels.
Yes, you have the bug that, the 2 bugs that give me a headache.
Why?
Well, because look at this field, right? There's like an expected problem here of the ice panels, right?
Yeah.
But you've got, I mean, you have float shoes anyways, right? That's why you have. But yeah, you just ignore it.
Enduring Ray also has float shoes too.
Oh, okay.
It's not going to be a problem for any of us, I think.
Yeah, okay. I hate both of you.
Yeah, but he isn't bugged, is he? Oh wait, no, I think he is. Yeah, that's bug float shoes.
Oh no! See, between 2 people ignoring the ice panels, it makes me mad. This makes me mad.
Wow, I didn't know that bothered you so much.
Look, there's some things people are meant to obey, like traffic laws and like, returning a shopping cart. When you're done, right? Like, there's some things people are meant to do. Sliding on the ice, that's one of them. Neither of you are doing it. We have 2 lawbreakers here.
I guess so. That's one way to look at it. I will be coming in with a very defensive turn. I have my barrier 200 after this. I don't think I brought my life aura in the same turn. Yeah, I think he was trying to decross me, but I have too many barriers. Just in time to get this anti-damage as well, so.
Oh, no, I see what's going on here. I see what's going on here. You were showing out during Ray, or calling out during Ray for these barrier ones, the barrier stars earlier, because you have the barrier technology of barrier 100 and barrier 200.
That's why.
That's why you were. Oh no,
I was thinking to myself, man, if you're gonna bring barriers, just bring your barrier 100.
Okay, I see what's going on here.
Alright, cool. I got the decross.
Ooh, yeah, that decross is quite nasty.
We got a nice 10 there, just for the good measure. Even if I lose this, it's okay. I have another barrier 100.
You're really rubbing it in.
I didn't get to use it in time, but I got my bug fixed. That's all that really matters.
Really rough situation for Ray here with this panel configuration. Float shoes aren't gonna help you with broken panels, just the cracked ones. So movement's still limited here.
So I think the cracked panel bug, in addition to me going for all these charge shots with dust, really just made a huge difference. Oh, I think that was he was hoping to probably use the panel grab higher up.
Oh, here it comes.
And I got rid of my bug fix too.
Yeah, yeah. If you had
bug.
that warp step, you could have.
Yeah, I could have moved past it.
And just dodged the wind projectile right there.
Oh, I see. I think this is the turn that I really wanted this this Proto Man on the Tengu. Probably what I was thinking here.
Ooh, yeah, but if Rage steps back, then
Yeah. Unfortunately, Proto Man does not wear any shoes.
oh shit! Oh, what's this? What's this?
Alright, I'll admit it. I didn't see that coming.
It would appear you are evenly matched here.
Yeah, actually, that single barrier, it had the same value as a barrier 200.
This one panel grab letting you get the knockback here.
Yeah.
Oh god, that panel configuration is a little bit cursed.
Yeah, but at least it was symmetrical.
Yeah, there's symmetry, but it's such an uncommon configuration.
Yeah.
It's a little bit
Something you only see when using panel grab. Or some very specific movement. Looks like I got my hub badge, which means I can finally get my 5 attack, and I can fight like a normal Mega Man.
Ooh, Judgman connecting here.
Oh!
That one book as well. Oh no!
Yeah! What happened? So I actually don't understand what happened there.
Okay, wait, what? Because I thought that their spin combo should have been way bigger.
Yeah, I think that's what he was going for, and I just didn't understand what happened.
Yeah, well, wait, because that was on top of a crack panel, right?
Yeah, it was.
And then it,
It just died. Now
yeah,
it's
well,
stuck.
yeah. Wait, what?
So if anyone has an answer, I actually don't know. But I don't think he had to move for it. I believe that was like the same situation as like other. Yeah, I mean, I just assumed like you could just mash the A button and it would work, but I could be wrong.
I don't think that's the case. I do think there's actually a timing for it, like so you can't just mash it.
Oh, you can't? I didn't know that.
I mean, I'm not an airspin combo
Connoisseur.
user. Yeah, I'm not like Zay or anyone else, but I think the times I've tried to use it, I did try mashing it, and I was just disappointed. I'm like, you have to actually time it. Oh, there's some timing, there's some skill involved here. Skill that I don't have, so that is what it is. Ooh, Erase Man connecting here. Oh, okay.
No stack to go with it.
Yeah, just a short spin right there.
So while I did lose all that HP, I think I'm in a pretty good position to just take the rest of it.
Yeah, the only thing you have to watch out for at this point is Meteor Knuckle instantly killing you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly that. It is in there.
It's clear, that's all you have to watch out for. Yeah. And that's why you should definitely not be loading up these recoveries first, but instead camping defense.
Good suggestion.
But
unfortunately, He didn't know.
Oh,
He didn't react fast enough.
What? Oh, what?
Yeah, literally.
What? Oh, no.
He talked about it. He talked about it. He was like, "Oh, I should have used it when you were in chip lockout from the Recovery 300."
Oh no, Ray.
Yeah, he mentioned it. I was like, "Oh, yeah, you're right."
Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. So that it's very interesting there because that's such a such a personality driven interaction right there, where like you're gonna have to gamble. Is your opponent gonna use recoveries and then their defense, or just defense and then recoveries? Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so the person who's locking in the defense that turn has to think: is my opponent going to use Meteor Knuckle first and just try to mash it, or are they just sitting or just gonna camp it forever? Like what's happening?
Or is my opponent going to forget that he has Meteor Knuckle?
Yeah, exactly.
And not think about it at all?
Yeah. So there's a lot of possibilities.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, that is a problem.
I may or may not have been in the boat where I forgot, but it worked out for me.
Yeah, I imagine there's no complaints from your side. So there's some serious panel destruction going on. Both players recklessly, throwing their fists out, smashing some panels.
It looks a lot better on my side though, because I can at least keep moving. But I believe Enduring Rain is just standing on that poison panel right now.
At least with the float shoes.
Yeah, with float. So there was no damage being taken by that poison.
Yeah, you filthy cheaters.
Do you not run float? Is that just not like in your what?
Well, I'm a poison panel appreciator, so to see people flagrantly ignoring the poison panels, that makes me mad. That makes me angry.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so...
Well... Do you not run Hub either? Is that just not a thing you run either?
Hub Batch? I don't know. Hub Batch is a tool for the weak.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I mean, I can kind of see that to an extent. Like, you want to be safe, and that's like, you're weak. If you play well enough, you wouldn't need it.
Just delete your opponent with one offensive chip.
It's true.
Just destroy them with a single offensive chip. Yeah. And just have it be completely random,
Yeah, and accept your fate if it happens to you.
Exactly. That's the way of the world. Now, people who play against that are, yeah, I don't know if I can respect them very much.
Dang. I don't believe doing race stuck here.
Oh, wait,
Right.
Okay.
Nothing too crazy happened there. Hopefully, I get my hub badge soon. I think this should be... Oh, I guess not.
Well, at least there's the bug fix, though.
Yeah. So, I'm very okay.
Protoman SP and Blastman SP both available on this turn, but with these broken panels, Protoman SP could be a problem.
But it would definitely be worth going for when he's going to Tengu to get rid of my life aura.
Oh, yeah. No, there's no way. Alright. Okay.
Yeah. He dodged it. Good on him. Oh! There's no holes to protect you now. Wait, hold on. I actually don't know why I didn't use it. I think I was just thinking.
Whoa, wait, what?
Well, let's see if I can get over here. It's disgusted by my play. Oh my god, am I throwing it out? I guess I am.
No, I feel like that gut isn't like disgust. It's like that's what it feels like is happening. That's like how I feel like you reacted to getting like Tengu racked. Oh! Okay, oh, only 3. Well, that's
lucky.
that is so unlucky for Ray. Oh, jeez. See, if it was player 0, you'd be gone by now.
Yeah,
You're out of here.
here.
You're just gone.
Alright, so I have everything I need. I can get out of this corner. I have my 5 attack. I can start doing damage.
Ooh, yeah, slow gauge kick in, hub batch, you know, you're just gonna... Yeah, and I mean, in turn, Ray can't do anything with this setup right now. Ooh, but Invis at least buys Ray some time here.
But going to lose a little bit of value because of this slow gauge here.
Oh, wow. Getting the freeze off.
Get some good old Buster Bug props. Just a good measure.
I think that was only 1 proc though, right?
Yeah, I think that was 1 proc, but I got a few other, you know, normal shots.
Yeah, so decent amount of damage. Like the equivalent of a charge shot, pretty much, like cross charge shot.
Actually, yeah, it is. Or maybe a little less, actually. If I actually did a full charge, I think I would have gone a full 50.
Yeah, it's just slightly less, I think.
I think I thought this was bait, but I don't think bait is a thing in standard. I mean, it is a thing, but he didn't have anything else to really hit me with anymore, and Meteor Knuckle was gone. Yeah, it's you, Enduring, eh? Welcome.
Can you connect with that? Oh no!
It's okay.
Okay, but the book will deal with
The
this
book will
barrier.
get rid of this barrier.
Yeah, I guess.
Because of that singular Palm Grab, I get the freedom to get rid of a barrier.
Yeah, definitely something you would have struggled to get rid of, you know, about that book.
Yeah.
Definitely not just a P shot because you're running.
5 attack with Buster Bug.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I would have either had to have gotten the Buster Bug proc or 2 straight shots.
Yeah, it is amusing to me, this little, your snobbishness towards Prai's build. Because
Barrier was 1? There's a barrier 100 in the game. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Oh no, thank you, Lock.
Well, let's see if he can do anything about it.
Oh.
The tools to deal with it.
Oh, wow. All right, yeah. So that's what I was talking about in terms of the air spin, just crashing into someone, exploding. Oh my lord! Oh, wow.
It's fine. I have the charge advantage. He hasn't started yet.
So, I almost want to say you just go, like, Ray should just go into Beast and hold the Feather Buster. And I feel like that might actually kill you before you can get enough charge shots.
Maybe.
Oh, but not with the Sanctuary. Not with the Sanctuary. Yeah, alright. I think that's a done deal.
Is it? I don't remember how this turned out.
Oh, okay. Life Orb buys a bit of time.
I think after I saw that initial, like, I beat his charge shot with mine, I should win this next one too, right? After I saw that, I didn't realize. Look, I thought I could win the charge shot trade.
Oh, wow.
I was like, yo, I won the first one, I'll win this one too, right? I didn't realize how much time there was.
Oh, wow. Alright. So yeah, Ray clutches that one out, so it goes into a, Ooh.
Oh, whoa! Wow, it doesn't even seem like I played this game anymore.
And now the barrier 200 is in play. Oh, but actually losing it to that final Dust Punch right there.
Yeah, I think Enduring Ray does hit the attack at least. Yeah.
Yeah, it's attack max. So right off the bat, these Dust Punches doing enough to actually destroy the barrier 200 as well.
Yeah, I'll admit I got pretty lucky in a lot of really important places against Enduring Ray. And they really added up.
Yeah, but clearly the difference was the barriers, right?
Yeah. That's what made the difference, though.
Yeah, exactly.
If he got barrier 100, I think he would have won.
That's pretty much that's the only thing that mattered there, really. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Nothing else. Are you right there? Oh, I don't know. What happened? Why did I at least try?
Wait, what?
Why didn't I try?
Nonstopmop.
Look, I don't know. Sometimes I don't know what I'm doing.
What? Just being paranoid and thinking Ray is just like randomly on his battle without beast jump or anything. Just randomly.
I don't know.
I'm sorry, are you?
I can't answer.
I'm sorry, are you on my battle? Is that where you are?
Yo, what if he was actually there, though? That would have been amazing.
Oh, wow, alright.
Oh, he was in rush. He couldn't move the entire time. If I had just remembered.
Alright. Oh, alright.
He got it, but I hit an anti-damage on.
Alright, I'm in tears. That was, oh, jeez.
I could have at least have tried hitting him.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was thinking. I'll be honest.
Okay.
Am I not making this hub match? What am I waiting for?
Wait, what?
Because there are these holes. I'm like, man, it'd be really nice if I could walk over these holes. I think the area advantage really bothered me. That must have been it. I'm sure of it.
Alright, yeah. And I mean, you get that juicy,
It was like 40 because it was banish a B.
Yeah, you get the juicy grab banish and also Enduring Ray.
I don't know what I'm doing. My attack is 1. Oh, how did I make it?
You're
Oh, bust the bug.
okay, man, yeah.
Okay, cool. Great. Help on plan. Oh, God. I don't know what I'm doing sometimes.
I'm sure it makes sense, like, in the heat of the moment.
Yeah.
Your thought process, probably it makes sense in the heat of the moment, but,
I hope
like,
so.
in retrospect, it's kind of like, wait, what? But, you know, hindsight is 2020. Right?
Yeah, for sure. Like, now that I'm looking back and I'm asking myself these questions, I'm like, what? Why?
Okay, hot batch, gonna kick in
It's
here.
finally here. Yep. I can finally start fighting 5 damage. I think I assumed that there was a second area, but it never came in.
Oh, no!
I feel like there was actually no reason I should have hit. Like, if you were, like, in normal, not lagging situation.
Oh, yeah, true. That should be an anti-damage. It's definitely, you can dodge it. It's possible to dodge it, yeah. Oh, no!
Yeah, you can't move now.
So, I think Ray can still Beast, and then, or go, yeah, so Ray already lost Tenku, but I think Beast is still an option to, get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, luckily Enduring Ray is playing Kalzar, so they don't have to go through another, like, a cross or anything to get into their Kalzar Beast.
Ooh, Invis coming out from both players here. Oh, but Nonstopmop opting to just take the
Unicorn's in there. It's actually in there now. I think it's valid.
Yeah, definitely the possibility was there, but
Now it's not.
now it's not.
Now it's code M. Now we know it's not in there.
Yeah, now we know it was a waste. Not to use them. Alright. Hey, just like I said though, hindsight is 2020.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure
So-
I'll be keeping these ships, hopefully. Yeah. Wait,
Yeah.
did I not cross? Huh,
You
interesting.
didn't cross. I guess you're just fishing for the
Buster Bug cross? I
yeah, for
guess.
the Mr. Cross.
I mean, I have a pretty big lead. It'll be fine. Right?
Right.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, just some harmless books.
And some barrier, you know. You can pop this off. 2 shots. Anti-damage, nice.
Ooh.
Maybe anti-navi, I think. Yeah.
Oh no Buster Jam procs to oh wait, actually
I got one.
oh there it is, yeah, so we know. Now we know. For sure it's anti-navi, so yeah, and it's not gonna do
Yeah,
anything.
yeah.
Just the whole
Yep. And there aren't recoveries in the Enduring Race folder, so there's actually that HP is not going up.
yeah, that HP is only going down at this point. 1200 HP gap here. It's gonna be hard for Ray to come back. Oh, that 40
Yeah.
damage is
Yeah,
actually.
Player Zero, the stream is still going. Why do you think it's so long?
Oh, what, is there someone here? I don't recognize anyone in Twitch chat right now.
Yeah. Okay, code you. Okay. So there's no immediate nothing this turn. I can safely use this anti-damage.
I like look at Enduring Ray's HP.
It's like fighting between losing HP from the bug and then gaining HP from the Tomahawk on grass.
Oh yeah, but now it's only gonna lose HP. Tomahawk is out of here.
It's gone.
Yeah, now it's just gonna tick down to 1.
Oh, I love Slash. Huh. How about the Wind Rack too? Make sure this thing comes off. Not going to get a 2 times Blast Man from this, unfortunately. Yeah.
All right. With that final exchange there, you may have won the set. You know, finishing it off with those P shots.
Yeah.
But you walked into that erase beam at the end,
Yeah.
and you flinched because you already had your super armor removed by uninstall,
Correct. Yes.
and that gives Ray the moral victory.
Oh, yeah. I guess so. GG's Enduring Ray. I guess you
Yeah.
won that in spirit.
Yeah, Ray was unflinchingly took the P shots and died. You walked into the erase beam, flinched, and then that just says it all, right?
Not the static wheel. I don't think you landed one against me. I think after that one that just blew up on its own, that was just kind of sad. Like, unfortunately, it didn't actually land a full, hit on me.
It's
You
combo.
We did see HonorNite's play against him. It worked on him, and it looked amazing. So that one at least got shown. Don't worry about that if you missed it.
Yeah, so well played again to Nonstopmop and Enduring Ray.
Thanks, and good job to Enduring Ray. That was a nice play overall. Nice plays.
Yeah, and I think with that, we are heading into the final set of the day, which is Symes versus MDem. All right.
I think we've seen both of these players already today.
Yeah,
We've
so
seen Symes and we've seen Emden.
Symes running this Bug Rise sword setup with
Oh.
primarily Falzar crosses.
And on Emden's side, he is actually running the double hero PA, but I don't believe there's a solid chance he's going to break those pieces of the PA apart.
Isn't the Or like isn't the actual damage from the PA just less than
Like
less than
the individual chips put together? I believe so, yes. But I don't know how much Double Hero actually does. Is it like 400, 600, one of those two?
I'm actually not sure on Double Hero either. It's definitely some PA I don't really use.
Yeah. It doesn't get rid of aura, it's not a single hit, so it just, I don't know. It's not, it just looks cool. That's the only thing about it that's good. All legacy PAs are 600 according to Mden in Twitch chat. Okay. So it looks like it does 600. I guess if you didn't land the wide blade and the long blade, it would not add up to what's it called? It would not add to 600.
Yeah, but I think clearly the play here is actually to go into slash cross and then charge the wide blade and long blade.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because
And
that gives the boost as well.
It gives the boost as well, so clearly it's going to be, the value is huge.
Mden doesn't have slash cross, so he can't even do that.
Well, yeah, I think that's a build problem. And then we're going to be seeing this in the future.
Yeah, he can fix it.
Alright, yes, we have seen these builds already today. It's going to be interesting to see how they match up.
Yep. I don't think I actually have much to... Oh, I didn't even know Fanfare was in here. I don't think I have much to say, actually. Yeah. I just have to see how the matchup goes together. If you're good to go into the match, I am too.
Alright, then let's head right into it. Mden with the Chug Jug comment.
Yup, Chug Jug.
Chug Jug. What a cryptic comment.
Who knows what that means?
Definitely, yeah, it probably threw Symes off there,
Yeah.
The mind games have already begun.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at that in Twitch chat. A bunch of people are already saying it. They've been caught in the hive mind of Chug Jug.
Chug Jug. Am I out the loop? Am I out the loop?
No, I don't know what it means either. I actually don't.
Alright.
Yeah. I believe Symes got the mop gun, so maybe there's a chance that Mden will be decrossed in this dust cross somehow.
Ooh, okay, so Volkast kicking in though, gonna force the end of turn, and then gonna get at least another turn of the trash chute.
The same goes with Symes as well. He also brought Volkast this turn too, so he has the power to end this turn whenever he really wants.
Yeah, so both players digging for their Giga.
Huh. Actually, I don't think Hub Badge does too much for this build. He already has the attack max, and what else? Yeah. He doesn't. Oh, he has a huge from it though. But other than that, he actually doesn't gain too much from this build. Ooh, also very nice from Symes, keeping that full cast. We're very likely going to see another turn. We're very likely going to be going into the next turn after this, after Mden makes a choice of chips.
And still no Bug Rise Sword.
It's in there. It's gotta be.
I was hyped right there. I was like, are we gonna see an early Bug Rise Sword?
Ooh,
like, are we actually gonna see it?
Yeah.
Oh, and now you lose the trash
he lost
too.
it. He was stuck in that animation. He just didn't have a choice. I felt really bad when Symes decided to go into the turn. Well, not decided to, but decided to shoot his charge shot when the turn was ending. Like, that kind of stuff can happen to you.
Oh yeah, definitely, and that gives your opponent that window to abuse you.
Yeah.
Yeah, generally you want to cross cancel there, but that would also defeat the purpose.
I guess the other thing he could have done was Beast out, but I don't know if he would have wanted to do that because he had full cast and he would have lost the Beast turn.
Yeah, and Symes might want to go for Erase Tails, given that he's going for Erase Cross this turn. the Judgment books come out. Oh!
You let it go.
Oh, jeez. That's a lot of damage.
Oh, not being able to get that invisible out.
Oh, but this will actually be a, so losing the invis, but actually gonna protect the anti-damage, I believe.
Oh, yes, you're right, you're right. Even
Yeah.
though the anti-damage was procced, it didn't actually, like leave his Mega Man or whatever. Ooh. Good dodge from Emden. Not good dodge from Emden.
Well, there's only so much you can do, right?
Honestly, at the end of the day, I classify dodging and tail arrow almost just luck. Unless you like beast charge dust or something to fly into the air to dodge it. Oh, maybe we'll see a bug rise sword decrossing a poor Tengu.
Ooh, that would be so juicy, but not able
Unfortunately,
to.
yeah, unable to stand in the middle.
Yeah, and then actually losing the anti-damage there to Tengurak. So well played for Emden right here.
The grab banish, removing the suitable range for the BRS to even land now.
Very well played there from Symes as well. Waiting for Emden to step up and then using the wind rack.
Oh yeah. Since it is possible for Windwrack to miss with the beast jump.
Oh, finally! So it's here. This is the optimal setup here for Bug Rise Sword. You see Recovery 300 can help Symes stay healthy here. But then there's this bug fix that will finally let Symes reach the center panels. And slow gauge, so this could be very painful for Emden. So,
And Emden deciding to stay in Tengu, perhaps trying to land more Tengu shots and push away Symes and getting any more hits. But that could work poorly for him. Very good usage of this anti-damage now. Ooh. All these defenses really saving this D-Cross here. Oh, Symes, no!
oh, that was
it!
That was so early. No. Yeah, just not managing to step down into the center for that Bug Rise Sword. That's 400 damage.
Yeah, and a D-Cross, because that Tengu was kind of putting in work.
Oof, yeah. You know, that's one of the things that it's like, if you were playing BDT, that wouldn't be that big a deal, right? at least the Dark Thunder's still on the field. But with Bug Rise Sword, yeah, you don't.
And with Slash Cross, you get more shots.
Yeah.
Oh no! And
Oh,
he's moving back too. Simon's moving. Oh, back, I believe. Oh, okay, up. But this man.
Oh.
And now, oh, Symes says my erase man. I'm assuming that means
Yeah.
I got 3 frames. Oh
Yeah.
no!
The race man got 3 frames, which is actually really weird because I thought I saw Symes like in movement frames instead, but I did see that the erase man disappeared. Yeah, I was confused there. I would have expected the erase man to be used before stepping onto that panel, based on
Yeah, because you can't use a chip while you're in the middle of movement.
yeah. So that was a really janky 3 frame right there.
Ooh.
Oh, well, okay.
Oh, not going to defend the fanfare, just gonna let it sit there. Oh, there you go. I would have done that. No!
The loyal fanfare has been taken off the field.
that pound grab could change everything. If he goes for it, but he still has an invis in hand, so maybe he wants to preserve his defenses, especially when you're this low on HP. That might be the best play, but yeah. I'll admit, when you see this happen in a game of Mega Man, it's not exciting. But I mean, I can see why you feel like, man, when you build up that 10 Buster and this is what you end up with.
Well, yeah, when you build a 10 Buster, this is what you end up with, and it feels kind of like your opponent is like randomly, spontaneously dying, and not like it's not like a deliberate
guaranteed,
action.
I pushed the button. This is the result of me doing it.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like a deliberate action or effort on your part. It's just like randomly happening.
Ooh, that felt like a beast charge.
Ooh.
I think we might see a Tengu beast charge in a few seconds, and that might finish off Symes. Oh, maybe? Oh,
well, yeah, so it was, and then...
Oh,
wow.
I think Symes was preparing for it at least, but unfortunately it didn't react to it coming out at the end there.
Yeah, Symes was trying to position to dodge it, but wow. Yeah, well played, Tim then.
So neither of these players actually have flows. Those arrow panels may or may not cause trouble if they don't beast down.
Yeah, so two people actually obeying traffic laws here. So, yeah, that's something I can get behind.
Those are those are the going roads, I believe. That's what they're called when they move towards your own area.
I think those are coming roads because they are
coming toward you.
Coming toward you. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Oh, interesting. The decision to throw that out like that.
I mean, yeah, I think it would have, if it connected, it would have forced either a cross or beast, right? Otherwise, your opponent is just gonna have to eat whatever comes right afterwards. Yeah, I think that was actually a good attempt by Symes there. If the Judgment connected and then it was being paralyzed, and then Symes could have just used a machine gun to start that turn. And then...
Yeah, both sides have barrier up. I know you couldn't see it.
Oh, actually, okay, yeah, because...
because it was like the singular frame where neither side had the barrier visible. But they
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I was confused.
Okay. Okay, yeah, interesting choice then. So, yeah, exactly what you said. Exactly what you said. Interesting choice. Interesting choice, okay. Yeah, I knew I was forgetting something. Life Aura coming out for Emden, upgrading from that barrier.
That's going to be protecting that dust for sure.
Barrier 200 coming out from Symes, also upgrading from that barrier.
And do they have rush? Nope. No rush from Emden at least. So... Oh wait, did that Invis not come out? Uh-oh.
Yeah, that Invis did not come out before end of turn there.
That's very unfortunate. Okay, he will be throwing that out then.
Yeah, I mean, Invis is unnecessary.
Oh yeah, some would say.
Some would say that Invis is, not a necessary component to your folder, something you can just toss away.
Oh, the Invis won't protect from the Erase Man that's been loaded up. Not the freeze.
Oh, wow.
Full value off of this race here.
Very well played from Symes. They're taking a moment to confirm Emden's movement pattern and his thought process.
Yeah.
And then quickly seeing Emden is just hugging the front. Wow. So yeah, getting this the optimal conditions for Bug-Rise Sword. We'll see whether or not Symes actually gets to use Bug-Rise Sword.
And the slow gauge is in too, along with Life Aura. There's a pretty solid chance. I doubt Emden would just load into the turn with the Wind Rack at this point. Yep, so this area will be protected. Symes.
Symes, no! Oh, jeez.
No more defenses and no more ways to break this invisible here, so I guess the only real play to protect this area would be to bring the area grab, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean, the question is whether or not you load up that uninstall. Guess I can hold on to that. I don't think Hub Batch has been played yet.
Has it? Let's see. I don't think it was. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, it was a little difficult to keep that area.
Ooh, Death Pulse finally showing up here.
But Symes can kind of get. Wait, no. I thought he had area this turn. He didn't bring it. Yeah.
Oh, and that's a confirmed position right there. Symes just backbeat, and we saw Emden's Tengu Rack there, so we know Emden is standing on the center panel, center front panel.
But we don't really want Emden to be standing there if he's using that area grab. But
yeah, definitely.
oh, going into Tomahawk to move the blindness, I believe that was the reason he went to Tomahawk.
Yeah, I believe so. Oh, and then
Let's see if he finally hits it. Oh. The rush finally coming into play. This will land, right? This has to. Okay, good.
oh, okay.
I feel like he deserved it. Like after all that.
Yeah, definitely an uphill battle. Getting, I feel like the HP lead was it was bigger than this at some point, and then it's been like going back and forth a little bit. Really struggling to close this out with the Bug Ray Sword though. Even with all these hits connecting, it just feels like a slog.
Oh, Hub Batch. That means I would assume Judgment SP perhaps? That might be the thing that comes up next. Otherwise, this area might be staying. Ooh.
Oh.
Oh, I don't think I agree with Emden taking that long to, what was that? He used something. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, very nice on Emden shielding that Tomahawk, the Tomahawk wing right
Yeah,
there.
absolutely. Most people tend to forget that you get shield when you go into use Hub Batch, and when you go into a cross, you usually aren't in a position to be able to even use it.
Yeah, I think that was also like the correct position to stand to block both hits of the wing.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, otherwise the hits would have been staggered a little bit, and then would have been deleted anyways.
Symes is invincible.
Well, Symes turned on the cheats.
He got turn one bug fix and invincibility.
Yep, Symes channeling the spirit of Player Zero right here.
Oh, I think that usage of that barrier might have been because he predicted the bug fix? Not bug fix, full cust there. Because I think normally you would wait out for the invincibility to play out before using the barrier 200. Symes in Twitch chat saying, "Love my cats."
Yeah, Symes is a bit of a cheddar.
Just a bit. Ooh, does that mean a race? Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh! Wow. I think Emden should have 100% TFC that. Oh no, I don't know. Actually, no. No, maybe it was okay. I don't know what. The question I have for Emden is why did he go in front of him to use Life Aura? Like that was what I was confused about, I guess.
Yeah, a bit of a miscalculation there on Emden's
But it happens, you know?
Yeah,
People make mistakes. Oh, and if this area is taken, I believe Emden will be unable to stand in the middle.
Ooh.
Yeah, now Emden just has to sit there and accept his fate.
Symes?
Symes, you don't have to move up.
No,
Symes?
Symes. No, Symes. Alright, okay. I think Symes has realized just now that, oh wait, there's no point in
Yeah.
walking up.
So we'll have to see how Emden responds to this. I think ideally he would want to see a Banish or Judgment in his folder. Alright, and that's the next tips he gets. Yeah, very nice patience on Symes, waiting for the Rat Banish. And now extend the time that the area is kept. Ooh, I like this movement from Emden. It's making it very difficult to put that fanfare down, if that's what he was predicting there.
Yeah, poor loyal fanfare, not able to make his appearance.
It really would have put Emden in some trouble if that were placed down in the back row there. Maybe we'll be seeing a Thalzar Beast of some kind to allow Emden to start moving again. Oh, okay. Judgment, try and take this area back, I believe. Oh. Let's see if Symes can continue to preserve this area. Oh, it looks like Emden was the host here.
Ooh. So,
Symes in Twitch chat saying that he wanted grass there.
So I'm not sure if I see the reason to Beast. Obviously you get the float shoes, or not? Yeah, you get the float shoes now, so you can ignore the ice panels. But I don't think the ice panels are.
I believe Symes is unable to stand in the middle if he has,
Oh, because of.
Yeah, he would have He would have slid down if he left the sensor panel.
Oh, because of Tengu giving air shoes and not float shoes. Yeah,
He would
okay.
have slid into the hole and been okay to be on it. I actually don't know how Symes ended up on the panel in front of above the hole. Like, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know how that ended up being the case. He was sent back by a grab banish and then moved forward, I believe. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. Oh, HonorNite in Twitch chat, bringing in that we haven't seen Blue's SP yet. Very nice patience from Emden, waiting for the charge before actually using the chip to counteract that charge shot. Yeah, like right now, Emden can't stand in the center. Ooh, Emden playing around the sword very well.
Yeah, not giving Symes the time to actually hit with the bug ray sword there. Actually timing it so that Symes had no choice but to not step forward to confirm it.
Yeah, and at the very least, Symes would have to mix up his timing to actually land his swords if he wanted to.
Oh,
Finally
that's huge though.
Yeah.
Oh,
But he has the HP lead. We don't know how many recovers on 2 recovers on Emden's side and Symes.
oh, machine gun.
Oh.
Yeah, that HP lead rapidly shrinking here. Oh no,
Ooh.
no, never mind.
Yep. No, you're correct. It is rapidly shrinking. Just in the other direction.
It's just, I mean, the gap was being closed, and then it widened up again.
Yeah. But we'll see how this plays out.
Looks like the gap is gonna increase again with this roll. It's gonna increase.
Oh
with,
yeah, you're right. Looks like we're in J code. Perhaps we will see a Judgment SP. Ooh. Oh wow. Emden remembering the sword. Ooh, and then dodging it. Very nice. Oh, Symes actually can't hit that one singular panel. That
Ooh. But wide shot on this panel?
but will it last long enough?
Maybe not. Yeah, maybe not.
Ooh, this is difficult. This is very difficult.
And this is very rough. Because eventually these panels will return to Emden
Yeah.
anyways. Oh no, that's huge. That's huge.
Oh
That's
yeah,
it.
it is huge.
That's
That is huge.
That's it.
Now-
No more access to that.
Oh, okay, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, is that a counter hit?
Yeah, that was a counter hit.
Oh, and
No.
he has another area grab. So this could go either way. Maybe. I forget what else is in that folder.
Well, all right. 25 HP on Emden. Ooh.
Oh, was that a 3-frame?
Oh!
I have the sneaking suspicion that was a 3-frame. Wow. Very well played from both sides, actually. I was very impressed. Very, very impressed by Emden's constant ability to dodge that sword.
Yeah, that was definitely very well played. Emden definitely making use of the air shoes from Hub Batch. Up until obviously it got uninstalled at the end. So
Yeah, I think that's what sealed it, actually. His patience to wait before using the hub bat, to wait before using the uninstall until after the hub batch came in was very, very nice. I feel like that saved it.
yeah, definitely Symes showing, why Symes is one of the top players in the community. Definitely that patience on using uninstall, and then finally it came in so clutch. There was so much value in just waiting until the very end there when that air shoes was proving to be, the bane of Symes' existence.
Yeah, honestly.
Just having the answer.
That permanent panel really caused both sides a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Sorry. But yeah, good games to both sides.
Yeah, GG, well played to Symes and Emden. Both players put up a really strong showing there. And unfortunately, I think that was the final set of the day.
Yes, that was the final set of the day. Wow, so it was basically exactly 4 hours. We did it, everyone.
Wow.
Thank you to our casters for surviving through that gauntlet.
Thank you for the earlier casters for showing up when I just couldn't at the beginning.
Yeah, Symes and Player Zero came in. Well, Player Zero especially. He wasn't scheduled to cast today. We actually had we almost had Solex Cross too, because it turns out he apparently didn't get to sleep yet, and yet he was sitting here waiting to go. So that's how hard our casters work for all of you. Today was pretty rough. Almost everyone was dying in some shape or form. So yeah, again, thank you to everyone for making this happen. And let me fix up a few things, and then I want to talk about the donation we got on stream today, and then have a very important announcement that has already been leaked in Twitch chat a little while earlier. So yeah, give me a sec. Okay. So thank you, Zay, for donating $20 today at the start of the stream. He does say buff BDT, and what does the sequence of letters mean? I don't quite understand. Does this have any meaning attached to it? Okay, so that was our one donation, and speaking of donations, all of the support has helped Soul, X-Cross, and Player Zero get something to upgrade their machines to help with their casting and other responsibilities. Thank you so much, Dorman, for the $3 donation. Is there a message? Let's see. Then versus Science was an amazing match. Wowee, amazing. Okay, so yes, the amazing donations we got also got Soul his monitor, so he now has a second monitor to go with his, I believe, 15-inch laptop screen. He no longer has to scrunch up and huddle in some extremely tiny windows in order to track everything that's going on. So hopefully he'll be able to respond to the YouTube and Twitch channel, Twitch comments live on stream at the same time, simultaneously. And also for Player Zero, he just got a shipment that arrived for his laptop hard drive upgrade, or specifically his SSD. He has a NVMe, is that what it's called? He has a fancy SSD basically that he's going to be upgrading his primary drive with, and that really helps because he has to, as stream operator, he has to house a lot of the streams until we process them on YouTube, and that means he has no space for that on top of the 5 bajillion matches he plays like all the time that he records. So yes, again, thank you for everyone for the support. And with that, let's go into the credits. Thank you for everyone for joining, and again, thank you for the casters for going above and beyond and managing to make it today, despite all attempts to apparently delete them. Yeah, slay. Just completely annihilated. Yeah, it was pretty rough. But yeah, they managed to make it. Good job casting. And as for the special announcement, barring unforeseen last-minute circumstances, we are going to be playing with the latest stable version of Tango for next week, starting tomorrow. Tomorrow's New Moon 2022 Cycle 7, as per the winning the vote we did, is going to be standard format. That also means Cycle 8 the week after, which is going to run for almost a month, is also going to be using the rollback build. Yeah, so we're waiting on Weenie to finish up his next build. That should be the stable version for the tournament. It will have hopefully an easier way to convert your replays. Yes, we have a replay system now. Welcome to the future. We have a replay system, and it's going to have hopefully some simplified steps to help you record your matches and upload them. It also means that using the replays, you will no longer have to use virtual dub. So, Yes, not only that, but when you play your matches, you can archive them using the replay files, which are very, very tiny files, since what they're doing is doing some serious magic, actually, and recording the inputs from the players. Yeah, it's really cool. And don't worry, Ray, Tango is quite easy to set up. You survive VBA Link and all of this stuff, you will be good with this. And actually, we have good news for you, too. Unless you actually like doing it, which is that, Weenie has been testing out the replays, and it seems like it's possible to record double VODs using the replay system that are actually pretty much synced up. So manual editing double VODs might also be it might also be an end of an era for that. I think there was a few things Weenie needed to fix with that. I think he might have figured it out. I'm not sure, but yeah. Well, oh man, Ray, you sound so sad. I hope you're not sad. No! Well, we will see. We will see. Well, yeah, that is it though. That is the big announcement. So again, we're gonna open the sign-ups soon. So make sure to sign up today because unfortunately the cycle does start tomorrow. It is a standard cycle, so hopefully you already have a standard build that's ready to go. And yes, we are still waiting on the rollback build to be released, I think, so I will be doing a tournament channel announcement with at Net Battle and Moon Battler when it's ready. Yeah, so again, all of these matches we played so far in the M1GP, in case you didn't know, the videos we're watching actually don't show most of the lag, and it's playing at 100% speed. But a lot of these matches might be fluctuating or running at 20%, 50% speed, and there's a lot of difficulties and challenges with that. So everyone so far that's made it this far without rollback, they have like cyber beards, and honestly, little crowns on for toughing it out so far. Building up that mental in the hyperbolic time chamber. Yeah, the MVPs, truly. I'm proud of everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I'm getting so sentimental. Rollback happening. The cyber beards and princess crowns, yes. Yeah, truly a lot of duct tape and glue. VBA Link is truly an MVP. For those that don't know, it was apparently just a college project by someone that I think we've never been able to contact. And that little project has gone on to form our scene and also make rollback possible due to all the interest in the game. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here, and bye!